Utilizing brewing knowledge pulled from the four corners of the planet, Magnetic Fields will deliver a new IPA recipe to the Pacific Northwest every winter. This year features juice yeast and heavy amount of Azaka, Strata, and Citra dry hopping, electrifying your senses with an array of pineapple, stone fruit, and nectarine aromas and flavors. IPA tastes may be polarizing, but Magnetic Fields brings north, south, east, and west together with the irresistible force of lupulin ecstasy.
That is true. So today we are drinking Magnetic Fields. It's a seasonal IPA. Once again, like it said, it's different every year. I'm pretty excited about this right now. What do you think?
Well, Fort George has not let us down yet. Every Fort George beer we've had, we've liked.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal brewery.
7.2% alcohol. So I mean, it's got a good alcohol percentage for a beer, and we get them in 16-ounce cans, which is always nice. Getting a little bit bigger cans.
Yeah, and only available in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another great thing about this beer.
Yeah, pretty excited about it. All right, what do you think? Let's crack these cans.
Crack it open.
All right. Ooh,
immediately,
smells good.
You can smell the Citra hops.
I get those hops, yep.
The Citra hops hit right away.
So does the taste. You know what, though? This has been a fun fight night so far with that undercard.
Yeah, undercard.
So,
I woke up this morning and we made our picks last. I made my picks last night. Had 11 fights. Woke up this morning and we were missing a fight. I was like, what the heck?
By the way, you guys, what we're talking about is UFC Fight Night on ABC 1.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of a historic moment for them.
Going to prime time, well, not prime time, essentially here in the United States, but they're going to broadcast TV.
Yeah.
No longer on a cable channel.
This is a huge step for the UFC. This has been a long time in the making, and they couldn't do it with a better main card. I mean, think about the main card. For the main event, we got Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar.
Two of the best boxers in the UFC.
Oh, man.
Not just the featherweight division, the UFC.
Yeah. Max Holloway has like 1,000 points or 1,000 strikes difference in the total. He holds the record for the total amount of significant strikes. And the closest person to him is Joanna Champion. But she's behind by almost 1,000 punches total. So he's got effective striking, but then you got Calvin Kattar with wicked boxing. Wicked boxing. Like you were talking about with me earlier, that is real boxing.
Yeah, he trains with, I believe it was Irish Mickey Ward is who he trains with. That's like his boxing coach. Like,
yeah, he's a monster. So, that's going to be a fun main event right there. Number one contender implications on the line there. You know, Max Holloway's ranked number 1. Kattar's ranked number 6. So this is a big risk for Holloway versus a very dangerous guy, but it's a big opportunity for Kattar as well.
You know, and the way I see that, you mentioned that this is, you couldn't have a better fight for UFC on ABC 1. This could potentially do to the UFC what Griffin Bonner did for the UFC.
Yeah.
This is that kind of fight. This has that kind of implications on it.
And not to be topped off, though, by the co-main event. The co-main event is a longtime MMA fan. I'm more excited for that than the main event, and the main event is huge. So Carlos Condit versus Matt the Immortal Brown. These are two savages. One's a former world champion in Carlos Condit, and Matt Brown, he went on like an 8-9 fight win streak for a while there.
Yeah, he was beasting.
Destroying
everybody. Might be a few years too late, but both these guys are on the tail end of their careers, so I think it's going to be fun either way.
It's going to be fun either way. And honestly, Condit didn't look too bad in his return back.
No, he looked all right.
That was exciting. So, I think with both of these guys, regardless at what point in their career, obviously I wish it was younger because then there would be more implications on the line. But this should just be a really, really fun fight. So I'm pretty excited about the main event and the co-main event. But before we get going into the live card right now, it's on commercial.
Yeah, we're also waiting for an announcement from Dana White. He is going to be he met with Khabib earlier today, and he's going to be announcing Khabib's decision whether or not to come back for a 30th fight.
It's going to be crazy, man.
So we'll let you know as soon as we get that information.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. We might have to mute it at that point because we got in trouble for turning the volume on YouTube. Which
we turned it on for a decision and it was too loud apparently.
So we might have to mute it or something. I don't know. But either way, let's jump into the fight card right now. So the first fight of the night was Austin Lingo versus Jacob Kilburn. I had picked Austin Lingo to win by knockout in round 2.
I think most people picked Austin Lingo by knockout. I, on the other hand, didn't really research this fight too much, but I saw everybody was picking Lingo, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have any underdogs picked, so I'm just going to make my underdog pick the very first fight. And I picked Kilburn to win by a submission in round 2. He got he got a takedown, and I thought he was going to do more takedowns.
And it was crazy, though, because in the first round, Lingo kind of picked him apart.
He dropped him in the first round. I'm surprised he didn't go to sleep.
Towards the end of that round, though, Lingo hit Kilburn with a real good shot.
Well, that Lingo is the one.
Or,
that
no,
dropped.
yeah, I mean Kilburn.
You know what I'm saying?
Kilburn hit Lingo at the end of the first round with a good shot too. Going into the second round, we had another situation here though, but Lingo started to get a little bit slower.
Started to slow down a bit,
and Kilburn started to figure out those takedowns. And even though Lingo had great defense, you know, Kilburn was able to get it down a little bit there.
Yeah, and Kilburn, we got to give that dude some props. He has a bomb shelter for a chin.
Yeah.
That dude ate so many shots that would normally put somebody else out.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
It
was crazy,
and it's no wonder he's never been knocked out in his career. I think 12 fights now.
12 fights, never
knockouts.
been knocked out.
Never been
but
knocked out.
he did end up losing that fight. It did go to a decision.
Yeah, 30-26 on 2 cards and 30-27 on 1.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Lingo's got an iron chin. I can't, or not Lingo, but Kilburn. He's got an iron chin. I can't believe he survived all that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We move on to
I'm
the
0-1
next one.
at that point.
Yeah, I'm 1-0. I'm going to rush through it real fast because we
Yep.
got the first fight about to start. The next one was Vanessa Mello versus Sarah Morris. Based on Mello's last performances, she's been tough, but she's lost like every time in the UFC decisions. I thought Morris, having more veteran experience inside the cage, would win that fight by decision. However, Mello was
got
able
the nod.
to land the more significant strike.
I had Mello by decision, so I'm 1-1 at this point. I got to say, I hope I never have to watch another Sarah Morris fight again because her kiosks were annoying as hell.
It was.
I feel like she was doing it on purpose to try to sway the judges. You know, hey, every time I throw, I'm landing, so they just constantly hear that.
She was trying to counter strike, but she wasn't really landing as much for what she was throwing. Well,
she was throwing a lot of jabs, and
she wasn't landing most of them.
No, she was just yelling Kia, but it sounded good.
Yeah, the next one was Ramazan Ameer versus David Zawada.
Zawada did well.
That was a fun fight.
Fun fight.
I like that fight a lot. Ameer ended up getting the decision. The difference was overall his wrestling, in my opinion, and able to control it there. But Zawada did a lot I
think
thought
Zawada
he
even
did.
got a takedown on Ameer.
He did. Yeah, crazy.
Yes, that was pretty good.
You know, Ameer wins the decision. Right now at this point, I am 2-1. Then we move on. Oh, round 1 just started.
Round 1 just started. I had Ameer by decision as well, so now I'm 2-1 with 2 perfect picks. Decision perfect.
Nice. I'm 2-1 with one decision perfect pick. Nice kick there, but it missed a little bit. So this fight going on right now, Soriano versus Totorovic. I've got Rovic.
I've got Rovic as well.
I think that he's a phenomenal striker.
Tons of power.
Yeah, you know who he reminds me of? I can't remember what his name is. Poor rest in peace.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I want to say Jimmy, but it's not Jimmy.
Yeah, it is Jimmy.
I
feel like it's Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's who he kind of reminds me of.
White dude, bald head.
Yep, used to do the robot after his fights.
The
name's, why is the name escaping me?
I feel like it's...
Rest in peace. He passed away. Yeah, but that's who he kind of reminds me of. Anyway, to finish this up, let's go to the next
heavyweights.
fight.
So you're not usually fans of these guys, especially dudes that look like Tafa and Felipe.
Yeah, definitely not usually fans of them. In fact, Carlos Felipe's first fight, I did not pick him at all. I wasn't a huge fan of his. I picked him last time because I thought that I saw some things that I liked, and then I'm actually kind of becoming a fan of him.
You know, this fight was really fun. It actually was my fight of the night on the undercard. Oh,
yeah, so far.
Soriano
just caught Todorovic with a good straight right.
Soriano is outclassing him right now, it looks like. He's winning in the grappling. He's catching kicks, landing strikes. That's going crazy. But I had Felipe by decision. He won a decision in a very fun back-and-forth fight where these two dudes were just teeing off on each other.
Yeah, and I had Felipe picked to win by knockout round 3. You know, to both of their credit, they got some chins.
Yeah, so I'm 3-1 at this point with 3 decision perfects.
I'm 2-2 with 1 decision perfect.
Next
no bonus
fight,
points. Jocelyn Edwards versus Yannon Wu.
Yeah, I had Wu by decision.
I had Wu by decision, but
Edwards looked good.
Edwards looked really good. She looked phenomenal on her feet. She looked pretty good on the ground.
She had Wu in an armbar for almost like 3 minutes almost.
But that's what I'm saying. Though, if you have
crazy.
somebody in an armbar for like that long,
Yeah.
you should be able to do something with it at some point. I mean, I know it's hard to finish.
Well, she had her stretched too at one point. Wu stood up and made a
It was
mistake.
crazy,
And
yeah.
actually her arm was stretched, and I thought it was over at that point, but
Yeah.
she got out. So
Wu's
props
credit,
to Wu on that
she
one.
got out, but Jocelyn Edwards was just able to beat her up a little bit, in my opinion. There, she won the
Outstruck
decision.
her. The grappling, she won everywhere.
Yep, she won a decision. Not a bad fight. Wasn't overall my favorite fight so far, but it would probably go to that.
She landed a
heavyweight fight.
nice double up kick, though.
Yeah.
It was really funny because she was swinging wildly and actually tripped over her own feet when she was throwing.
Yep.
Fell on her back. Then
Wu was
comes
rushing
in, and she
Yeah.
lands like this double
Throws
front
both feet
up
out,
kick.
kicks her right in the jaw with both of them. It was
That
pretty
was
awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but overall, not a bad fight. Wasn't the most exciting fight. in
Soriano's.
my
Oh,
opinion.
Soriano
Soriano
just dropped Todorovic. He's out.
No, he's not out. Not yet. Not yet.
No, he's dropped 3 times now. Wow, and he's out
oh my
again.
Gosh. Just keep moving.
Dude, how is this still? Oh my God. Soriano knocked him out like 3 times in this whole sequence right now. This is crazy. But Todorovic's going for triangle, armbar. He's out.
Diving on the legs. Oh, man, comes up.
Dude,
slugging.
Soriano is just looking good. This is a 10-8 now, in my opinion. He's out grappling him. He's
Well,
stronger.
when you drop somebody that many times,
He
yeah.
dropped him 3 times in 2
have to.
seconds.
Credit, though, to Todorovic for not going out.
Credit for I guess to the ref for maybe keeping it going. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got to have an eye for it.
There's
Oh,
again.
my gosh,
oh
and the
my
mouthpiece
God.
is out, too.
That is Herb. That's a
And the
4th time.
mouthpiece
A
is
5th
out.
time. He's dropped him like 5 times in this round so far.
But Herb is looking at the eyes there.
Yeah, and the mouthpiece is out somewhere. He's got to find it.
Nah, that's not good, though. I kind of don't really like him stopping it right there because I know it's for the safety, but this is giving Todorovic a chance to really recover.
Yeah,
And the mouthpiece is,
God.
oh my
It's
gosh.
another one of those. It didn't go
It's-
under the cage.
It's stuck in the cage.
Yeah, it's right there, just on the outside.
Now he's getting a huge chance
Why
to
do
recover.
they have metal grate underneath right there where the stuff can fall through again?
Because
You
they try
would
to
think they would have learned from last time to at
they
least
try to
cover
well
it.
they try to get it so that the fence doesn't stick over the top. They try
Right.
to have the mat go there. All right, now he's got it.
But look at this.
But
Boom.
Right
He
there.
was-
You have to have they have to really start enforcing a policy where there's a
Jesus.
second mouthpiece in the corner. If they can't get to it easily, you just grab the fucking mouthpiece from the corner and keep going.
I'll say this, though. I am completely surprised at how Soriano is outstretched. Oh, my God.
And it's the defense of Totorovic
It's over,
that's
dude.
terrible.
You got to call it after that. That's 6 knockdowns almost. 6 at least.
Yeah, and the problem
Dude,
is
Todorovic can be mad all he wants. This is a fair stoppage.
Yeah.
Even in my opinion, I think it's a little
dude,
late.
He kept getting dropped, and part of the problem was the way he was defending. He kept trying to pull back to defend,
Yeah.
and he's getting clipped every time he
Wow.
pulls back, and it's dropping him.
Soriano.
Nice job. Nice job.
Wow. Story time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Todorovic just got rid of story tonight. He got a bedtime story.
Wow.
Wow. I think that's upset of the night so far.
Yeah, probably.
I don't remember what
Probably.
Todorovic was.
Jeez.
I don't know what his odds were, but Soriano just
Boom. Mouthpiece knocked out.
beat the dog shit out of him.
We're watching the replays right now, and see, that's what I'm saying.
Every
keeps
time he
trying to
drops
pull
his
head,
hands
he-
and then dips his
yeah,
head back.
and that's what's
Gets
allowing
clipped
him
on
to
the
get
chin.
hit over and over and over again.
Whew, that's another L for me.
Boom,
I think
there.
I'm 3-3 now. Holy
That's an
cow.
L for me too. Oh man.
Let's go to the group and see how we're doing.
So yeah, let's refresh that. Now that this fight's over, let's check out the group real quick. We're refreshing it here.
So Squirt General stays in first place. Looks like most people got an L on that one. I think everybody had Todorovic picked because the group standings didn't change.
Yeah.
You have
nothing
Squirt
changed.
General in
Well,
first
wait a
with 5.
second.
Yep.
Something changed because we had everybody tied from.
No. This was after the Wu fight, though.
No, I'm looking down here. Something did change
Oh.
because this was everybody tied from 6. There was a couple people tied for 6, and then a bunch tied
Well,
for
yeah,
8.
that was when I was
So,
still in third.
Yeah.
After
so
the
a
Wu
little
fight,
bit
it changed. But after this, nothing. We've got Squirt General in first with 5 correct, 2 decision perfects. So he's 5-1. That was his first L. Lucas Ross is in second, 265 points, 4 correct, 2 decision perfects. Mario, Fisty, McKicker choke, and Phony Picks are all tied for third. They all 3 have 4 correct picks with 2 decision perfects. I am the lone cat in 6th with 3 correct and 3 decision perfects.
Yep. Right now, I have 3 correct and 1 decision perfect. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's check this out and see what this shows here. Boom. So if you look at my picks there, I got the first one correct, second one wrong, then the next one correct, wrong. So right now, I'm 3-3, it looks like.
We got the Buckley
versus
Chirico.
Alessio Di Chirico fight coming up.
I think in this one, someone's going to go to sleep too.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, both these guys are fantastic strikers. Buckley's coming off, was that back-to-back knockouts now for Buckley?
And the knockout of the decade.
Like something crazy.
Yeah, huge.
Fantastic fight.
So, no, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited, though. Oh, man. So, we've had a wild time since this UFC's been kind of taking a break. We had a UFC fighter recently get arrested.
Yeah.
For killing his sister.
Well, they said premeditated
more than one sister.
He stabbed both of his sisters or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're not pressing charge. Like, the family's not, they don't want to press charges either. They want him to get mental help is what they want.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Because they said his sister, actually, one of his sisters said, that wasn't him.
Yeah.
Like, he just was completely different. That was not my brother.
Well, here's the thing about it, though. His management, Erwin Rivera, his management actually was saying that he was having mental health problems. Mm-hmm. He was having these issues. So I don't know what goes on behind the scenes and all that stuff, but apparently Erwin Rivera's management had reached out to the UFC saying he was having the mental health issues. Yeah. Then, he stabs and kills his sisters.
Yeah, so it says right here, Rivera was arrested Thursday on 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder. It's also reported that Rivera was taken into custody because he allegedly stabbed his sisters.
Yeah.
So, little crazy stuff going on, man. I don't know. That sucks, dude, because he was a pretty exciting fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. I was excited. I think he was only 1-2 in the UFC, but he was fun in all those fights.
He was fun. He was fun in all of them. Yeah. Hard to take down.
Mm-hmm. Very good chin.
And he was spunky. Like, he just had a lot of energy in the cage. Another fighter, one that from the beginning of this whole show that we've been doing, I've been telling people I don't like this dude.
Mike Perry?
Mike Perry.
Yeah.
He kicked out a window or something and, like, sliced his leg and just laid there in a pool of blood and, like, made an Instagram story about it. I'm like, what the hell?
It was crazy, though. And he was first talking shit to all the fans. Like, I don't care about you fans. Don't ask me for a picture. Saying stuff like that in tweets. And then he sends out this picture. Dude needs help.
Well, he just had a boy, too. He had a baby boy.
Yeah.
About, 2 weeks ago? So, hopefully that will help him out.
I hope.
Having kids change me. I know having kids change you. Having kids changes a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that helps him, man. And then recently, even after that, just within the last couple days, there was one of the UFC fighters, a retired UFC fighter, who was talking about
Spencer Fisher.
Spencer Fisher, I think, having CTE.
Yeah.
And Dana White was talking about donating more towards CTE research.
Well, the one thing I did find really interesting is he said that they're starting to experiment with mushrooms.
Yes.
With
psychedelic mushrooms.
The psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
I don't know the correct way to say it.
Psilocybin. I watch Joe Rogan a lot.
Yeah, so whatever. But so, they're talking about using that, which there has been research. It's been good for people with depression, people with PTSD and TBI, traumatic brain injuries. They've had some people who've shown some success with that, apparently. I don't know a ton about it. I'm not an expert in it. But if what they're saying is true, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
why not if
awesome.
It works? I think it is interesting, though, that Dana's now admitting that they need to do more for CTE research.
Yeah.
That potentially opens him up to more litigation because the NFL, the Players Association, won lawsuits against the NFL over CTE because they didn't have any retirement benefits when they were done playing football.
Yep.
Now, are they going to do the same for fighters? In terms of medical benefits for life or something like that? Who knows?
I really doubt they will because of the fact that they're still independent contractors.
Mm-hmm.
I think that takes a lot of the liability off of the company.
But it does. I think this situation does help a court, though, when with the fighters trying to get, the all EAC pushed and all these other things, they might be able to unionize and get this stuff done. Now you have Dana out there admitting that CTE is a problem.
I mean, you can't deny it.
So
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, Michael Chiesa, man, he's fighting
Neil Magny.
Neil Magny coming up. Is that on the 23rd or is that the card after that?
It might be on the 23rd. I don't know.
Coming up on the 23rd, guys. Conor versus Poirier 2. Super stoked for
excited about that
fight.
Yep, I'm really excited about that one. It's good to see Conor McGregor start getting active again. I'm not really interested in seeing that fight potentially being a title fight, depending on what happens.
It's not going to be a title fight. Dana said it won't be a title fight, but he said the winner of that one's probably the number one contender.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It
Which
just really,
I'm
it really just
I'm not
depends
worried
on what
about.
they do with Khabib.
They should have done a tournament.
Because even Khabib himself, he came out and said that this fight should be for the title.
Yeah, he
that
said
he's
it
not
should be
doing
for the
yeah.
title.
So, and then apparently now Dana White's saying that if he wants to fight GSP, he has to give up the title.
Mhm.
So,
Well, because it won't be at 155.
no. So are they going to just and he's not planning on fighting much after that. He's already on his way out.
Well, he
He's got
said
his
30
sheep.
and 0. 30 will
Yeah.
be his last fight.
Yeah,
he's stuck with that.
He's got his sheep and all that stuff, but he also told, he also retired in front of everybody and publicly said that he's not fighting again.
Because of his mom.
Yeah, well, because of his
He
dad
made a
died
promise
and he made
to
a
his mom
promise
that
to his
he was
mom.
done after that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what ends up happening here. This might be it here. I'm gonna mute.
Yep. Hold on. We're gonna pause this real quick.
That was a waste.
That was
of
a waste
time.
of time. That was dumb.
Yeah,
Basically, what Dana said. Okay.
they're gonna try to convince Khabib to come back.
Yeah. Habib said if one of the two fights you got
The Chandler fight.
Gaethje and Conor Poirier. He said if somebody does something
No,
impressive,
it's
I'll come back.
Chandler Hooker.
Or Chandler Hooker, yeah.
Yeah, Chandler Hooker.
Gaethje doesn't have a fight yet.
No, but I get why you throw him in there.
Yeah.
He's basically he's
yeah.
a top 3 guy.
He's there.
But Chandler versus Hooker. If something impresses in between that fight, or if something impresses in between the Poirier versus
Conor.
McGregor fight,
then he said he'll come back and fight one of them.
Then he might come back.
Yeah, might.
So right now we don't know what's going on. It's more than likely he probably just shut Dana White up for a little while.
Yeah.
You get these guys to do something exciting in a few weeks. Maybe I'll come back.
Yeah, that's kind of what
You know?
that's basically what he said. Which
Yeah.
even then, I still don't see that.
No.
So at this point, I think Dana's got to take the title, or
Yep.
Habib's got to give it up.
So here's what you got to do then. If you're
Something's got to give.
if he's not coming back, here's what you do then. Those fights are number one contender fights.
Make it a tournament.
The winner.
That's a 2-fight
It's a
tournament.
It's a four-man tournament.
tournament.
So the winner of each of those fights
Fights each other
fights
for the title.
Boom.
Done.
And guess
But
what?
You got to throw Charles Oliveira in there too.
Well, Charles Oliveira could come in later though. But you
Dude,
could
he's
you
on
could
like 8 or
you
9
could
in a row.
literally keep these guys there
Sick.
in Abu Dhabi right now, and you could say we're going to do the same thing we did with Figueiredo. We'll have them fight next month or the month after, or whatever. You could have him there prepared. Throw a couple title fights on there
Yeah.
because you know something's bound to fall through.
Yeah, Dubronx.
could
Let me
literally
take a
do
look,
that.
especially after the way he handled Tony Ferguson, though.
Yeah, well, he definitely deserves to be in that position for a
I want
title
to see.
shot.
Yeah, so he's
He
on
deserves it more than McGregor, to be
3,
honest.
4, 8 in
But
a row.
Here's the problem,
Quick
though.
wins over Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
in
but
his last two.
here's the problem. I don't think Kevin Lee's even ranked.
Probably not anymore.
I don't think Kevin Lee was ranked when they fought.
He might not have been. Let me
So-
see.
Let's pull up the UFC rankings. Excuse me, guys. We're going to pull this up real quick. Boom,
But yeah,
boom,
still
boom.
8 in a row. Last 2 wins coming over guys who've been perennial contenders.
Can you pull up Kevin Lee's record?
Kevin Lee's 28-8.
Yeah, I want to see his recent performances.
Let's
So
see
Kevin
here.
Lee is ranked 11th right now.
And this was a 5-round main event.
So Kevin Lee is ranked. He's not ranked in the top 10. He's a top 11 guy, but he just beat the guy who was number 3 or number 4 at the time.
So it won that fight actually won a UFC on ESPN 28 Performance of the Night. It's ranked on Tapology as the number 23rd best fight of the year for 2020 and the number 2 best submission of the year for 2020.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, so the last 2 wins, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, neither one of the guys are really a joke. So.
I would just say that I think that, well, it's hard though because Tony Ferguson,
8 in a row.
he was the number 1 contender, lost to Gaethje, who's the number 1 contender right now, and was the interim champion at the time. But Kevin Lee, I don't know. Kevin Lee's a tough fighter. I just don't feel like he's a top 5 guy. I feel like
right now you got Conor, Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira.
But can you honestly
who would
really
you put at 5?
Who could you really honestly put? Could you really, if we're not, just take out his name, look at his record. What has he done in the last couple years to actually keep a number 5 or a top 5
He doesn't
ranking?
need to keep it. He's just that right now.
I know he is, but what has he done to even put him there? His last win was over Donald Cerrone, who's not even ranked.
But no, that was at 172.
Yeah,
But either way, the way I see it, you got to look at this. You take those top
I would
guys.
put Dan Hooker. I would put Dan Hooker above him.
I wouldn't. I would take him, and I'd just look at him. Who do you think would win in each fight?
Well, possibly. It's hard to say. Who do I think? I think
Not
based off of who's had the better opponents. I think Hooker's had the better opponents
I don't know.
recently.
Hooker versus McGregor. I'd pick McGregor.
I'd pick McGregor probably. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not hard for you to pick who you think would win.
No, I said probably. But the other thing about it is McGregor hasn't done anything to really deserve a top 5 ranking right now. It's been a long time since he was the champion.
Yeah.
He did come in and lose that championship fight, but then his next fight wasn't really anybody worth bragging about. I hate to say that when I'm talking about Donald Cerrone because I love Donald Cerrone, and I hate talking shit about Donald Cerrone. But
he's old.
He's just
getting up
old
there,
and
man.
hasn't looked like old Donald Cerrone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really like talking about him like that. I feel bad talking bad about Donald Cerrone. I just don't feel like it's a win that would keep McGregor in the rankings since the division has continually moved on.
Yeah.
Paul Felder,
He's 8 right now.
he's 8,
Coming
but
off a loss.
he came off of a short notice loss
Mhm.
in which he went the distance.
Yeah.
With a former champion. So it's hard to say, but I don't know. The 155 division is pretty stacked right now. There's a lot of good guys in it.
Gaethje, Poirier, Oliveira, McGregor, Ferguson, Hooker, RDA,
Yeah.
Felder, Fajeda.
It's an insane division, and it's hard to really say. I just don't know because McGregor hasn't been active like the other guys.
Yeah, Heather, we didn't have the volume up because we were listening to the Dana White announcement, which was just a waste of time.
It was no announcement.
There was no announcement. It's just basically him and Habib met. Habib said if somebody does something significant, maybe I'll fight him.
Yeah.
And that was the
Basically.
announcement. There was no yes, I'm back, no, I'm back, or I'm not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Waste of time. I don't even
Wasted
know
all of
why
our
they
time.
held an announcement for that. That's stupid.
They shouldn't have. I think that what happened is Dana tried to pressure him into saying something good by saying we're going to have a big announcement.
Yeah.
And then there was no big announcement, and he's like, fuck.
Took him back behind
Fuck,
closed doors.
Fuck. I can't say this right at noon. I told him it was going to be at noon.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this done right before
I think
go
they were
out.
supposed to announce it before that fight.
Yeah. I
So.
think they were supposed to, but they just didn't have it done, and Dana White was trying to figure out how to get it done.
He was probably putting immense pressure on him in the back, still trying to get
Yeah.
him to say, dude,
Yeah.
I need you to commit. And Habib won't commit. So,
Yep.
you know, if I'm Habib, at this point, if I'm Habib, let go of the title. Because, you know.
That's not his goal anymore.
He said he doesn't want to hold up the division.
Yeah.
So let go of the title.
Heather, we got 4 fights till the main event right now, but we're starting with the person who just got the knockout of the decade. We're fighting with that fight. We're starting with that fight right now.
Yeah.
Joaquin
Todorovic
Buckley.
got knocked the F out.
Yeah, he did. He got dropped like 6 times.
In like
it was crazy.
a minute.
It was crazy. But no. 155 is stacked. What do you think is the most stacked division?
Probably 155.
155?
155, I think, yeah. Probably 155, if you're being honest. 155, 145 is pretty stacked. But 155, 170, those are the two that are top to bottom, dude.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would say probably 170, in my opinion, is more stacked, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
But I think that the light heavyweight division is more stacked than it's been in a long time. Since the early run of John Jones's title run.
Yeah.
I mean,
you had back in the day, you had Benson Henderson, BJ Penn.
Did I say 155? I meant 205.
Oh.
John Jones, 205.
Okay.
Yeah, when you look at where it's at right now.
We were talking about 155, and you said John Jones. So
yeah, well,
like,
I said that I think
Jones?
that, but I do think that I do think the light heavyweight division is more stacked than it's ever been, or not that it's ever been, but than it's been in a long time. Because
Potentially.
early on in John Jones' run, I would say that was the most stacked it's ever been. When you had all those different world champions. Yeah, I know the sports moved on, but you look at the competition level for that time. It was the most stacked division that was out there right now.
If I look at 205, though, I really only see maybe 3 or 4 guys that are actual contenders.
Ankalaev, Walker.
I don't think Ankalaev's going to be as an actual contender. He's good.
What?
Not a contender. Not yet.
I think he's a contender. I think he's a contender right now.
Krylov's not a contender.
No.
Johnny Walker's not a contender. Serkinov's not a contender.
I think Walker's a contender. I think
Uzdemir's not a contender. Anthony Smith's not a contender.
You don't think that Uzdemir's a contender?
Hell no.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Anthony Smith is a contender for sure.
No. These guys are...
Racek is a contender. Thiago Santos is a contender. Reyes is a contender. Here's the problem, though. We've just ran through so long of a time where we had one champion that was dominated that it's really hard to see how stacked the division is. You look at 185 when it was under Anderson Silva's reign. Everybody talked about how weak that division was, but then once he stopped being champion and the belt started switching hands a lot more, everybody's like, "Oh, this division's stacked," because the division's always seems more stacked. We don't even know if
Prochazka's an actual contender. We've only seen him fight once.
Yeah,
but they've got him at 5.
But that's because he beat Uzdemir, who
knocked him out.
Who was a highly ranked contender. But the problem is when you have one person as champion for a long time, you really don't know how good the division actually is, because that person might be just so far ahead of the division, like John Jones, that you really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Top to bottom, if you look at the top 15 of all these divisions, I honestly think that 155 and 170 are the two most stacked divisions.
And I don't disagree with that, but I think that light heavyweight is just better than it's been in a while.
It might be.
Because if you look at it, what did they survive on for a long time? What did they survive on? They had an old Vitor Belfort.
Well, we've got a Glover Teixeira is 4-3 right now at the top.
But that's okay, though.
So is it really stacked, or is it just now we've got all this? Exactly.
It's pretty stacked. You look at, for a long time, they pushed a bunch of old guys. Yeah, we have Glover Teixeira at the top right now, but he's been at the top for a long time. He fought for a title a long time ago, and then he kind of had a little bit of issues, and he fought himself back. I don't think that he's necessarily... I don't think the division's gotten weaker. I think that he's just been that damn good, and he's been able to survive for that long.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of young dudes in that division right now.
I think Ankalaev is the real next contender.
Prochazka, that's my pick right there, Prochazka. Although Prochazka is
really good.
Too.
I just don't know that. I don't think he can handle Ankalaev's grappling with his striking.
We'll see. We will see. Ankalaev's going to get up there.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I'm pulling up Ankalaev right now. I shouldn't have done it on here because
I hate UFC's website.
Yeah. So you look at him. Yeah, that was the Kudalaba fight. Kudalaba fight. I don't know how to say that.
Yambula.
Yeah.
My best guess.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You see, he hasn't really fought anybody else.
Prochniow's pretty good.
But Prochniow's been knocked out every time we've watched him fight.
He also beat, well, actually, Paul Craig beat him. But that's when Paul Craig beat him, though, Paul Craig got beat up for fucking 14 minutes and 59 seconds and caught him in a fucking submission there. I think it was a triangle choke right there at the very end of the fight. And that was his very first fight in the UFC. Since then, he came in and he's dominated everybody that he's fought, especially that last Kudalaba fight. I think he's definitely a contender. I mean, we'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to win another fight over another top 10 guy.
I don't disagree
really
with
jump
that.
on that train.
Just shut that. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I think he's got to get there. If he gets on there, wins another top 10 fight convincingly, I'll jump on that train and say he's a real contender.
So who do you think that he should fight then?
Well, it depends on what everybody's got lined up. We'd have to actually take a look at that. But, I mean, anybody in the top 10, I would say anybody between 5 and 10.
It has to be a top 10, I would say.
Yeah, it's got to be top 10.
So you have Serkinov. He's going to destroy Serkinov. Johnny Walker, he'd probably destroy him too.
Yeah, he'd beat Krylov.
Anybody who is strictly a striker, he's probably going to beat.
Does Oezdemir have a fight right now? Put him up against Oezdemir.
Özdemir's not a bad
I don't think Oezdemir has a fight right now.
Yeah. Yuri Prohashka's got a fight that's coming up, though. We've been waiting for that.
We've been waiting.
Against,
it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, they announced that one a long time ago. But so we've been waiting on that one. So Oezdemir. So I would say Ankalaev against anybody from 6 to 10 would be a good fight to really test him right now. I mean, that sounds so weird to say, but you know, the best one that you could say in there would probably Anthony Smith would be the toughest in 6 to 10 for him to fight.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Oezdemir has anything. He was booked against Krylov in October, but that fight got canceled because Oezdemir has a knee injury.
Oh,
so
knee injury.
that was October. He might be healthy again.
Yeah, well,
might be time to book him up.
We'll see what happens.
But that means Krylov might not have a fight either. So let me take a look at Krylov and see if he's got anything lined up. Oh, they are. So he's fighting Krylov.
Boom.
Ankalaev is fighting Krylov at February 27th.
February 27th.
So there we
go. So now we got that figured out. So we got number 11 versus number 8.
All right, and this fight just started. We got Joaquin Buckley versus
Alessio Di Chirico.
Chirico.
What the fuck did
I don't know. You threw me off when I was talking, though.
Well, you just went D. Alessio Di Chirico.
Yeah.
Chikorito.
Hella funny. Chiquita stick.
Buckley pressuring forward. Di Chirico's kind of backpedaling a little bit and trying to counter strike right now.
Both these guys are phenomenal strikers. So I fully expect someone to go to sleep.
Inside leg kick from Buckley there, or from Di Chirico, and then Buckley kind of slipped, stepping forward, throwing a 1 and a hook.
Yeah, Buckley is just really applying the pressure right now.
Yeah, he is. That inside leg kick's going to play dividend, though. You know, as long as Di Chirico keeps sticking to it.
As long as he can avoid some big shots walking back, he'll be fine.
Yeah, because Buckley stepped. Ooh, nice counter. I think Di Chirico's outstriking him right now at this point.
Yeah, he might be.
It's just more volume to the pressure, and he's landing every time.
Yeah, those leg kicks. People always underestimate the leg kicks.
And look at that. Now you already have Buckley hesitant to come back in. He's trying to find a way to score from the outside now, but he's the smaller fighter.
Dude, yeah. He's shorter, for sure.
He definitely doesn't have the range. I can see by the height of the hips there.
Ooh. Yeah, Di Chirico's definitely looking to counter, too.
Mm-hmm.
So Buckley's the aggressor. He's coming forward, trying to land. He's throwing a lot, but he's not really landing.
He's not stepping in as much either. Even though he is pressuring forward, he's not stepping in as much trying to land because so far Di Chirico's been able to counter him. Let's see what happens, though. You know, with either of these guys, though, this could be a knockout. And I think that watching what I see right now, that last knockout of Buckley, the knockout of the century, might have played a little bit too much into my decision-making because I think Di Chirico's going to win this fight based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah, buddy.
I just think he's a better striker so far. Or he's a smarter striker.
Oh, and he hit him with the head kick! Wow!
Oh, he hit him with the head kick just as I said that! Oh, my God!
Di Chirico with an upset now because I know everybody picked Buckley.
Oh, my God!
Although I did see somebody pick Di Chirico, and they were saying that Di Chirico was going to win by knockout. I just don't remember who it was.
Oh, my God. That was a beautiful head kick. I don't know if his knee was on the ground or not. Oh,
he's still wobbly. He better not be mad about that. And, are you saying his knee was on the ground?
I don't know because it was really low. It was really.
We're gonna have to watch the replay and see.
I don't know because DiChirico didn't have to lift his leg
Buckley's
very
not
high.
mad. He's not
No,
mad.
well he knows he got knocked out. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that because he was really low because he like ducked it down. Oh no, his knee's not down.
No,
You
right
just
on
can't
the
see
top
it.
of the dome.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you don't see where the legs are at.
Folded him.
All right, right here. Yep.
Yeah, no, he's
okay.
up.
That's good.
Clean knockout.
Oh man,
He's done.
fucking beautiful.
He's done. It's done.
He
That cake is
ripped
done.
his head off. And just as I was saying, he is the better striker and the smarter striker. Boop.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's funny though, because when we watch Buckley versus guys who are technically better, he's been knocked out.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland, DiChirico.
Yeah. I mean, it might.
That one kick hyped him up so goddamn much.
Here's the other thing, though. It might also be a
height thing, because both those guys are taller too.
Well,
taller, longer.
Well,
rangier
no,
fighters.
like a confidence thing when you're striking, because he started coming on strong and confident, but as soon as DiChirico started countering him, he
kind of
his
backed up a little bit.
Yeah, his confidence kind of faded, and it's the same thing if you think about the Holland fight. He was more aggressive till Holland started landing.
That's another loss for me, by the way.
Yeah, it's a loss for me too.
And you know what? I told you I didn't feel confident in my picks tonight either.
Yeah.
I told Jake before we came here, I was like, dude, you know what? I really don't feel confident in my picks tonight.
Yeah, he did.
So now I've lost 3 straight.
Oh man.
Jesus. Which, if that's the case, then I had a feeling Jingliang Li is going to win by knockout, but I still picked Pons.
Oh,
by
man.
knockout.
I don't know. I'm not excited about my picks right now, but I do. That was a cool knockout.
It's cool, but man, I'm so mad, dude. Now I'm 3 in a row.
All right, let's
I
transition
wasn't
to the group
confident
real
in these.
quick. I'm gonna transition over. Let's see where everybody's at. Squirt General still sits in first place right now.
He got that one right, too.
He
He
got
actually
it right.
picked DiChirico.
Yeah. So he has 6
Didn't pick
correct
him by
picks.
knockout, though. Interesting.
Nothing else really changes so far, though.
No, everybody else had
Lucas
Buckley.
Ross is now in second, so he's not tied for first.
No, he's been in second the whole time.
He's been down there for a little while. Mario up at third right now,
He's
tied
still
with
there.
Fisty, McKicker choke, and
Yeah.
phony picks still.
Yeah, the top 6 has not changed.
Nope, top 6, and I don't think
Squirt
really.
General's just made up. He increased his gap because he got a win and nobody else did.
Yeah, and he's quite a bit ahead of a lot of people right now.
He's up right now.
So,
He's up
if
100
you're-
points on. He's up 125 on me.
6. So if you're in the top 5, you have the potential to catch him right now.
Yeah.
If you're
One
not in the
perfect
top
pick, you
5,
get that.
yeah, if you're not in the top, and that's if he picks opposite of you. If you're not in the top 5, it's going to
Now,
take a couple fights to make it up.
He's Italian, isn't he? DiChirico? I think he was the guy, one of the guys, because everybody kept calling Marvin Vittori the Italian, and he's like, I'm Italian too.
That might have been
I've
him.
been here. I
That
think
might
it was
have been him.
DiChirico that said that.
That might have been him.
Or maybe it was Vittori that said someone, because they kept talking about this
it might,
Italian.
yeah, it might have been Marvin Vittoria.
And
Yeah, he's,
they're both
he's
just like-
Italian.
They're like, I'm Italian too. Like, he kept talking about like he's
If
the
you
only
guys look right
Italian
there.
fighter.
Yeah, that is true. It was Marvin Vittori
Was
who said
it?
that because Marvin Vittori then had a fight coming up shortly after that.
One of them, it was
Yeah.
the funniest thing ever because they kept talking about this Italian fighter, and then the other dude gets up there and he's like, I'm Italian too. Like, what the hell, guys?
Dude, I can't believe he beat him though. But because really, you
I
look
can't,
at this,
man. I told you I wasn't confident.
he was coming off of 3 losses in a row.
Yeah, but look at wrestler
Yeah.
Kevin Holland is Kevin Holland.
Wrestler.
Let's just say that he's beast. He's my pick for
Yeah.
2020 Fighter of the Year, guys. We were gonna do an award show, didn't get to that. I was lazy throughout the entire break. It was awesome.
My dog died.
Yeah, Jake lost a puppy.
She wasn't a puppy. She was 15 years old.
Still, that's your puppy.
Yep. Lost my dog. My dog died. It was sad.
So I mean, it's just been a kind of a, we all had our things going, and it was a nice break to kind of get away and not have to do this for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was good to step back a little bit and not think about all the stuff coming up with it. But you also had all the other bullshit going on at the
Yeah.
same damn time, too.
All sorts of stupid stuff, man. All sorts.
So
of
it's good to
stupid
get back
stuff.
to this stuff because this is the stuff that gets you away from all that
Yep.
bullshit.
So props up to Alessio DiChirico.
Hey, so he's a early contender for knockout of the year so far.
Right? Yeah, he's got a good one.
He's got a good one. It's only January right now.
Right?
Nice.
I'd say Soriano's got a contender for knockout of the year, but he didn't actually put him
He
out.
didn't go out cold, but he dropped
It
him
looked like
like
he
6
went out
times.
multiple times. To me,
Dude.
they were flash knockouts. Boom, boom, boom.
Very well could have been.
because his eyes rolled back a couple times.
You know,
He just is crazy.
I'm wondering what the future after, because you got guys like Spencer Fisher who just came forward.
With the CTE that we were talking
about. You're gonna run into more guys who are gonna be willing to come forward.
100%. And this is why I was talking about they might see a similar lawsuit to what the NFL players did against the NFL.
But how will it impact what they do inside the cage and inside the sport?
Who knows,
because
man?
you look at football. Football's gotten so pussy lately.
Well, they wear head. I mean, it's crazy. But we also got to realize soccer actually has a higher. I think women's soccer in general has a higher concussion rate than NFL.
Yeah,
I believe.
that's why my lot.
I read these numbers a while ago.
That's why my wife lost her D1 scholarships.
Yeah. And my wife suffered multiple concussions.
My wife was a national champion soccer player and lost her D1 scholarships because of multiple concussions and played D3 instead.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, concussions are real and they do mess you up. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting because, like I said, they can't really do anything to impact the sport itself in MMA. In terms of concussions, because, I mean, look at boxing. Boxing's been around. Those guys suffer way more concussions.
But you look at how
MMA.
much earlier they stop a lot of those boxing matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I was trying to explain to someone, the Conor McGregor fight versus Floyd Mayweather is a knockout.
Yeah, I mean, it goes down as a TKO.
It's counted as a knockout. That is the way a lot more boxing matches have ended.
It's a technical knockout. You can't argue against that.
In the last few years, in general, I mean, the last probably 5-10 years, there's been a lot more, you know, technical knockouts, a lot more of the ref stepping in before a guy's out completely cold. Yeah. It's still considered a knockout. You're still taking brain damage.
Well, we have a lot of that in MMA already. And in MMA, we get a lot of guys that complain when it's stopped a little bit early.
Yeah, but and they oftentimes don't stop it as early. So, you know, what you're going to see.
Where dudes take extra
you
punishment.
know, what are we going to see? Are we going to potentially start seeing refs that are going to be like, we need to stop this sooner?
Maybe.
You know, we don't want to wait for them to go out.
But that's not on the commission's job. You know, the commission.
I mean, it is.
Their job is to stop a fight on time.
Yeah, but the commission could play into effect on what they define as on time.
Yeah, it could.
You know, it doesn't have to be. It's not necessarily out cold. This girl turned into such a fucking quack, dude.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all do, dude. Look at I used to love Katy Perry, man, and then she just went all Britney Spears on everybody. It was weird.
She got into Hollywood. Hollywood fucks with people's minds.
Does some crazy stuff, man. I don't know. But I don't know. I think we're going to see, you know, eventually there will be a lawsuit against the UFC. And at the very minimum, you're going to see some type of settlement where the UFC pays these fighters. They might not offer, you know, insurance or anything like that post-retirement. But you're going to see some type of settlement, I think, coming in the future.
I do like, though, hearing the stories about how the UFC is taking care of fighters for several years afterwards. Like Spencer Fisher, part of the reason he never came out about what what was going on with him is he was getting $5,000 a month from the UFC.
Yeah,
which is awesome. The UFC was helping take care of him. $5,000,
$60,000 a year.
That ain't a bad fucking salary at all.
You don't have to work
for just being a former fighter. You know, Spencer Fisher was also one of the pioneers of the sport. Mm-hmm. He also did have
but then you
20
have
fights maybe in the UFC.
Cases like Tim Sylvia. In which Dana White, because Dana White commented on it, Tim Sylvia's arm, he broke his arm. I think it was it Randy Couture that broke? No. Who was it that snapped his arm?
Your favorite heavyweight,
was
Andre
it?
Arlovsky.
It was Arlovsky. I didn't remember if it was Arlovsky or if it was Couture.
No, it was Andre Arlovsky with an armbar. Snapped his arm.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Broke his arm. He had 2 pins put in place. And then now we're talking, 15 years later, those pins are starting to come out.
They rusted and came out.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, you know, Dana White said, well, he's been fighting since, so we don't have to do anything for him. And he's like, dude, I can't even get my medical bills covered for this. Like, this was an injury that occurred in here.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, kind of
Should he have stopped fighting now and not earned a paycheck because of that one injury? The UFC didn't make him stop.
No, I mean, there's got to be at some point, though, maybe you put a limit in how long is the UFC really financially responsible for potential injuries.
Well, it depends. If it's an injury that resulted in the UFC, and it's not like the rust or anything happened because he was fighting. It's just wear and tear. I mean, that's over time.
But then what do you say is that's not our fault? That's the doctor's fault? Is the doctor the one responsible? You go after them for malpractice? So the UFC saying, no, we paid for the surgery to take care of you. It's not our fault that the surgery is not working. that's on the doctor.
Well, post-surgery care could be another issue too.
You
that
know,
they come into.
I mean, you got to think about like, you know, how or the company that produced the product that the doctors use.
Yeah, Tim Sylvia has options.
So
I don't know if you ever pursued anything outside of that.
yeah,
but he has
I mean,
options.
because it's hard to say how long is the UFC really going to be responsible for any injuries, given the fact that everybody knows fighters are going to suffer injuries fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and fighters are going to fight in multiple shows. We don't hold the same accountability to smaller shows, or we would never have any smaller shows.
Yeah, you can't.
You know,
It'd be impossible.
you have an insurance amount that we have to pay for, or that the state pays for, to help cover that, and fighters are responsible for additional things after that in every single promotion outside of the UFC. And the UFC takes care of a lot of guys, but is it enough?
Yeah, I don't know. Because honestly, I think when they looked at the end of the year fighter share, the revenue split, I don't remember. I'd have to find my sources, so don't quote me on it. But I think it was like the UFC only paid out about 20% of total revenue to the fighters
In disclosed pay.
in disclosed pay.
Yeah. Which we all know
Perhaps.
we all know that there
But
is
they also didn't
locker
disclose
room
their
pay.
actual revenue. So
Yeah. We all know there's locker room paid stuff that happens. We all know that there's gifts that happen.
and we all know that there's still issues
and-
with pay because every single fighter has a problem with their pay.
Yeah, everybody does.
So,
I
but
mean,
the UFC still pays higher than any other
Than anybody
MMA
else.
promotion.
They have better insurance than anybody
So they
else
kinda-
while you're under there.
They kind of get away with
know?
not paying them as much
But
because of that.
My problem is I'm worried about the effects of whatever happens to the UFC trickling down to the smaller shows that are providing opportunity for fighters to get the experience to get to the next level. You have to be careful with whatever you put into legislation because of how it potentially impacts
Yeah.
the smaller shows.
Mhm.
It's like this whole thing right now with Biden's $15 minimum wage thing. Sure, you're going to have some big corporations that can afford to pay it, but what's going to happen to all those small businesses? Those businesses in Idaho where their minimum wage is $7.50 an hour for a small town business that all of a sudden, boom, now you got to pay $15 an hour and you can't afford to pay them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've got some breaking news for you guys. Jeff Munson announced his retirement from combat sports.
Crazy.
I thought he was retired 20 years ago, but apparently not.
I haven't paid attention to him for a while.
Neither
but
did I. I was looking up Tim Sylvia stuff, and it says
Yeah.
Jeff Munson announced his retirement this week. I'm like, Jeff Munson's still fighting? I didn't even realize that dude was still going. But all right.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
But yeah, so
you
Tim
just have to
Sylvia,
worry-
so he started a GoFundMe to repair his infected arm. That's it.
Yeah, but you know, then you've got guys like Joe Rogan who step up and pay for complete random strangers' medical bills so they can get back to fighting.
Yeah.
He paid for
Joe
that one
Rogan,
girl's-
he's an awesome dude. I love that dude, man. I love listening to him talk. I love his interviews. I don't agree with him on everything, but I do like how he's able to step back and look at perspectives and kind of change his opinion. He's willing to change if you give him
And
evidence.
yeah, absolutely. And,
And
he's
that's-
willing to admit he's wrong.
That's awesome.
You know, and he's
Love
willing to change, like literally change his stance on things and publicly state it.
Yeah.
By the way, I went back to that Sisu Brewery.
Weren't a fan? Is that where you guys went when you were out of town when I had to get your package?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were there. Sisu Brewery. The beer was still good,
Mhm.
but their service was just way down.
I'm sure it was.
It sucked.
COVID impact? Did they just not have the staff, or were the people just?
No, the staff that they had was just terrible.
No.
She was horrible, and the food wasn't as good. So maybe it's a COVID impact. Maybe they paid off, or they fired the more expensive chef that can actually make food.
Maybe they started getting
Yeah.
lower quality ingredients.
Yeah, I don't know. It just overall wasn't as good as it was the first time, which was really disappointing because I was excited to get it again.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in this fight coming up, I'm actually rooting for the Leech. I really like Jingliang Li.
Mm-hmm.
His last fight was super fun, but it's Ponzinibbio, man.
Yeah, that is true.
The Pons. Come on, man.
All right, let me see some real quick.
170 pounds. I think somebody's going to sleep inside. I'll say inside the second. So within the first 2 rounds, somebody's going to sleep. I don't think this goes to the third. But if it does, I'm hoping it's a fun back and forth fight. Fight of the night candidate right here.
Potentially, for sure.
Candidate for sure.
For sure. 100%.
These two dudes are strikers and knockout artists.
I got Ponzinibbio picked to win by
In the third?
knockout round 3.
I've got Pons by knockout round 2.
Yeah, it was hard though because I like
really
Li
hard.
Jingliang. Yeah,
I like both these
or
fighters.
Jingliang.
I
don't
just
fucking
think that
always-
Pons is better.
Yeah,
I think it's just what it comes
I think
down
he's faster.
I don't think he's like that much better. I just think he's a little
I
bit
think
better.
he's faster. I think he's.
I
gonna
think he
be
has a
able
little bit
to-
more power.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be able to land more, and he'll be able to get inside a little bit. We'll find out though. We'll find out. The fight's
So we've
gonna start here
got,
soon.
we only have 3 fights left, dude.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's so weird doing this so early too,
Yeah.
because it is early in the day right now.
And as you guys can tell, I'm decked out in my Packer gear. I'm ready to go whoop up on some Rams ass.
Depending on where you are right now in America, it might be 4 o'clock right now, but it's
5 o'clock somewhere.
it's 1 o'clock where we're at, but it is 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's 1 p.m. here.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started.
Yep. But yeah, so go Pack go. Everybody knows, I got to get my Packer gear on. Aaron Rodgers doing his thing this year.
Dude,
MVP.
having a
Devontae Adams.
career season,
37 years old, and this is
Dude, this is like
one
the
of the greatest
best
quarterback
career-
seasons
dude.
we've ever seen from a quarterback.
It's crazy.
In terms of touchdowns to interceptions, he had 48 touchdowns to only, 5 interceptions?
What's so
crazy.
What's so
51
crazy
total touchdowns, I
is
think?
everybody's been talking about when is he going to retire? When is he going to retire?
Oh.
Prior to this season.
Well, the last 2
And
years,
then-
he had a couple down years.
Yeah.
And,
And it's time. And it's time.
I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and it's funny because on the Pat McAfee show, he was like, because Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show every Tuesday, and he was like, a down year for me is career years for most NFL quarterbacks. Like, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
It's true.
He didn't have a fantastic year in terms of the yards and he still threw for 4,000 yards, but he only had 20-some touchdowns. He only has one receiver. Thank God Robert Tonyan stepped up this year because outside of Devontae Adams, Rodgers has no one to throw to. Could you imagine if he had Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah.
Or what if he had Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin? What? Look at what Brady's working with, man. Come on.
What do you think about your boy Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert had the best rookie season for a quarterback ever.
Mm-hmm.
You can't argue it.
Nope.
The stats say otherwise. Sure, he didn't get all the wins.
But it's a team sport. It's a team sport. So
football is the ultimate team sport
So-
because the offense does not play defense.
and that's the thing about it. It's a team sport, and so when you talk about team sports, you really got to break down an individual's play stats.
Yeah.
When you want to talk about how did that person do, and a
Thank
lot
you.
of I see a lot of people say, oh well, it ultimately
He
comes
doesn't have
down-
the rings. He
did
doesn't have the
did he
rings.
did he get the W? Did he get the W? First of all, one person, not like basketball, can't fucking carry the whole team.
Nope.
Basketball, you could just constantly pass it to the same person, let him run it down the fucking
LeBron
court,
James.
and fake fouls all day long. So you could do that in basketball. You can't really do that in football. Your position is very, very important, and the most important thing to you is ultimately the team win. But the most important thing that should matter to you is your individual stats.
Yeah.
Are you taking
That's
care
how
of
you get paid.
your responsibility? Are you doing your job? So if you're the fucking rookie quarterback coming out doing better than any rookie quarterback in fucking history has done,
And he wasn't even supposed to start this year. They had a plan where he was going to ride the bench for the year and learn. But because a team doctor went and screwed up in some malpractice shit where he punctured the starting quarterback Tyrod Taylor's lungs,
crazy.
giving him an injection for pain medicine, Justin Herbert got thrown to the wind just to go. He found out he was starting
And shined, baby.
a minute before the game kicked off. He found out he was starting.
And shined.
He did. It's
So
crazy.
So when it comes
And I told
down to
everybody
it,
he was the best quarterback in that draft.
when
Better than Joe
you,
Burrow.
you said it beforehand.
Yeah, better than Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I said if you put Justin Herbert at LSU with what Joe Burrow had, I guarantee he does the same thing.
With a different coach that runs a different
coach,
offense.
But Justin Herbert didn't play with NFL talent at Oregon. Joe Burrow had Justin Jefferson, who's, look at him now.
Yep.
He's got another guy that's coming out this year who is going to be a probably a top 10, top 15 pick. He had two of the best wide receivers, one of the best running backs in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who he got hurt, but he got drafted to the Chiefs. It's just crazy.
We're about to start the next fight. But no,
Finally.
I
Good
100%.
God.
I 100% agree. It's been frustrating watching people talk about how it's not, or how it's all about the W's. It's all about the W's. It's all about the wins. The difference is, just like we were talking about, you have your role. Just be successful at your fucking role. If you can be successful at your role, you can't be upset at the fact that, I mean, you can be upset about it, but you can't be upset at yourself because you did what you did, what you're supposed to do. But you can be upset that your defense isn't doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, my thing is they had, so you look at the Chargers, right? They had, I think, I don't remember what their record was. I think they went like 7-9 or 6-8, or not 8, 6-10 or something like that. But almost all of their losses, except for 1, maybe 2, were within a single score. And I think 2 of those were Justin Herbert's fault. You got to call him out for what he did. He threw interceptions in the final minute of the game with a chance to go down and win it. But there was 4 or 5 of those games where his kicker missed a field goal. His receivers dropped touchdown passes, literally dropped them in their hands, dropped them. The defense, they had a 3-score lead, and the defense gave up touchdowns late in the game.
Well, and not even to mention that, but ultimately you have to look at what factors led up to games being that close in the first place. What factors? Why were the games that close in the first place? That it was dependent on a single play from a quarterback to win the game
After having a 3-score lead.
You know why? Why is it on the quarterback?
And we're off. Let's go. Someone's going to sleep.
I mean, round 1 starts right now. But to answer that question on my own, I'm gonna put it out there. It's money. The quarterback gets paid more than anybody else, so they should take more responsibility.
That's ultimately what it is, too. So if you look at it, whenever they win, it's the quarterback's fault. Whenever they lose, it's the quarterback's fault. So I get that. The only thing I hate when it comes to that argument is the rings, because everyone talks about rings. When you talk about, like, the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, they do this, do that. Well, he doesn't have the rings. He can't do this.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. Are you going to take him out of your top 5 and put Joe Flacco in there?
Potentially top 3.
Yeah. You're going to put
2.
Joe Flacco over Marino?
Depending on who you're talking to. Might even be number 1 depending on who you're
going to put Nick Foles over Dan Marino? Come on,
No, because it's only about rings. It doesn't matter what you did.
Yeah.
It's only about rings.
That's why I hate that argument. So but let's get into this. We're a minute in now.
You could potentially be lucky enough to be the player that rides the bench on a bunch of different championship-winning teams and have more rings.
Robert Horry. Didn't really ride the bench, but he's got like 7 rings.
Well, I'm just saying, you could potentially be.
Yeah, he was there. Ooh, nice little like a left jab from Lee. We're a minute in and nobody's really landed anything
No,
yet.
Nobody's stepping in. They're both kind of controlling the center.
Nobody's throwing more.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement going on, but not anything really. That was a decent jab attempt from Ponzinibbio. There's a lot of speed on that.
Yeah, Lee's popping his jab out there, but he's not really looking to connect. It's more of a rangefinder.
Yeah, I still think Ponzinibbio is faster. Still think he's faster. That was my biggest difference when making this choice in this fight, though, was the speed difference, in my opinion.
So Lee lands a couple inside leg kicks there.
I mean, watch the difference in the speed of the jab.
Another inside leg kick from Lee.
Ponzinibbio goes.
Ponz just seems a lot more hesitant.
He's pressuring. He's just not throwing anything.
Yeah, he's looking to counter, I think. I think he wants Lee to come forward. And
Number 1 criteria is effective striking and grappling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now at this point, Lee's winning the fight based on effective striking.
You got it, because Ponz isn't throwing.
No, he's not. He's just pressuring.
He's got to throw something. You can't win just walking forward. You got to throw too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a jab, but it didn't land.
Yeah, nothing's really landing right now from either of them, though, to be honest.
Lee's landed, the most significant strikes that have landed are all Lee's kicks.
Yeah.
Lee's leg kicks.
That's
There's a nice leg kick from Ponz, though.
But he didn't follow it up with anything.
No,
I
he got Lee coming in.
Lee kind of got that, though, coming in, though, too.
Yeah, he might have landed coming in.
It's volume right now that's the difference for him.
Yep.
The volume is the main difference. It's not about the effective striking because nobody's really landed an effective strike yet.
Yeah, 3 minutes in, Ponz lands a nice jab there.
And effective strikings are subjective. So in my opinion, I don't think any effective strikes have landed.
Ponz throws and misses. Lee follows with the left hook, misses. Nice leg kick from Ponz on the outside there. Lee with the 1-2 kind of misses.
Yeah, and he's going to win based on output.
There's a body shot from Lee.
This round, though, Lee's going to win based on output. If Ponzinibbio doesn't land anything significant where there's damage.
Ooh, that was a nice little like a fake inside leg kick where he kind of tapped.
And then he goes a 1-2.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he threw a 1-2 after that too.
Yeah.
So he threw that jab out first. He was like an inside leg kick, a jab, and
right
then
hook.
Right hook. Yeah. Oh, and you got Ponzinibbio landing with that jab, but it's few and far between so far.
Yeah, I'd really be interested to see the striking stats because I know Pons is not throwing. There's a nice outside leg kick from Lee. Lee threw another one and missed. Kind of throws a stepping side kick that misses. But he's busy. He's the busier fighter.
100%.
There's another outside leg kick that's not. They're not being checked either. These are landing right to the knee. So Lee landed another outside leg kick. There's an outside leg kick to Pons from Pons that's not checked.
Once we get done with this round, we'll check out the fight stats here.
An inside leg kick from Lee.
Yeah, the pressure for Ponzinibbio is going to make it look a little closer as far as the scorecards go, but their main scoring criteria is effective striking, followed by... Oh! And that leaves no question.
Lee just
That leaves no question.
I told you, I'm not confident in my damn picks.
Wow.
That was our first high five tonight.
Just for all you guys that like to watch us high five.
Damn, dude.
Dude, it's so funny, though, because we always have people point out our high fives.
I know. But I had Lee. God, I knew I should have went with my gut and picked Lee. Oh, he's a killer. He's killer. Woo.
Execution, baby.
God, he flattened him.
Gosh.
That was a better knockout than Buckley.
The cool thing about it, though, I don't know.
He flattened him on his back.
The cool thing about
Buckley
it, though,
folded a little bit.
I was kind of concerned on how are those refs going to score it because the pressure from Ponzinibbio's been
Look at this left hook. Boom! That was a lead
Lights
left
out.
hook, by the way.
lights out, too, dude.
Lead left hook.
Fuck. That was crazy. That was wild.
Ref was on his way in, and he was still able to land another
Right?
one. Look at Herzog's like, no!
Please don't hurt him. I'm going to go take
And then he's like sitting there tapping he's like, I got you, baby, I got you.
You gave him a kiss there.
Yeah, he's like, Huck, damn, what the hell? That's a little bit too much there, Lee. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Damn, man, I told you guys, you saw me talking about it before this. I had a feeling Lee's going to win. I'm rooting for Lee, but I still picked against him just because I thought Pons was the better striker, just by a little bit, man. I should have went with my gut. That's 4 straight losses for me now. Damn. I got the text messages and receipts to prove it that I told Jake. I was not confident in my picks today. Let's take a look at this. See what we got going on here now. Waiting for the reload. So we're updating. Ooh. Looks like Squirt General did not pick Lee either. Okay. So Fisty McKickerchoke did. Fisty McKickerchoke leapfrogs Phony, Mario, and Lucas all the way into second place behind Squirt General by 50 points. So he got a pick on that one. He had Lee, I'm assuming, by decision. Yep, he did. He had Lee by decision. So he's right there. See, he's got Condit submission round 2 and Holloway decision. Let's take a look at Squirt. See what we got going on here. Come on, baby. Down for me. Oh, my God. Come on. I hate this. Tapology's website does this stupid stuff where sometimes it glitches and it says it's down for maintenance when it's not. It's just a server error, probably. Come on. So Squirt General picked Kattar by decision and Condit by knockout round 2. Okay, so there is a path to victory there for Fisty. Fisty has a path to victory. What does Lucas Ross got? Let's take a look. I don't have a path to victory. I'm 125 back with 2 fights. We both have Condit, so I might have a path to victory if Condit can pull out the perfect for me. That might give me a path to victory there. Condit pulls out a perfect because I've got Condit by knockout, and I believe the second or third round. Oh, no, I've got him in the first, apparently. Okay, so I've got Condit by knockout in the first. Yeah, it's probably just because I'm not confident in Matt Brown's chin to make it past the second. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. Okay, so I've got Condit round 1 knockout. So I can get a perfect from Condit. Skylar's got Condit as well. Let's take a look here. I don't know if I have a path to victory over Fisty. Fisty's got me by 75 points. So he's got knockout round 2. That would put me 35. That would make up 35. I would have to get a perfect on the Holloway decision. That'd be 75. I can beat Squirt General by 10. Okay. Grab me the other one too, please.
Hey, I'm buying that Founder.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know what I watched recently? Forged in Fire, I think it is on Netflix.
I love that show.
I love that show. I love it, dude. I love
love
seeing
that show.
people create things. And then I watched this one where it was like a glass blowing competition too.
I watched that too, but I hated that one.
I didn't like it too much because you knew exactly who was going to win from the start.
I liked it, except that they played the fucking liberal politics. They went with the girl who made the...
Well, that's what I mean. You knew who was going to win
yeah.
before it started. You watched the first competition, you knew exactly who was going to win the whole thing.
As soon as they started putting her in, and some of her stuff started winning, I was like, what the fuck, dude? That wasn't even the best.
It wasn't even that good.
No.
You know who should have won?
The dude that was dominating from the beginning?
That not that dude. The guy that I really, really liked, he had, what was his name? He had the shaved black hair. I think he had plugs in his ears. He was a younger guy, probably mid.
Oh,
late
yeah,
20s.
he was good, but he fucked up in that challenge.
He did mess up on one challenge, but he shouldn't have gone home for that.
It was he was one of the final four. You're talking about the one that was one of
He
the
was a final four, I
yeah,
think.
and they put the two best guys together on a fucking team.
Yeah.
And then they picked the other challenge.
And then they picked the other people to win. And
it
it wasn't
was
even that. It
stupid.
wasn't even good. I think the
No.
other two should have won.
was far
And
more
you know what? If
sophisticated.
the girl, the old lady, wasn't on that other team, he would have won.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it.
I thought those two were for sure going to be the final two.
So did I.
And they put them on the same team.
So did I. And
But it was their choice, though, to be honest.
it's dumb. I don't know. But either way,
Yeah.
this reminds me of all the other reality TV competitions that are almost always predetermined.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
But look at that, right on the chin. Left
Dude,
hook.
Beautiful knockout. Beautiful knockout. Yeah. So Joaquin Buckley, you know, regardless of whatever happens to him in the future, he even though he lost his last fight, he got the
forever
knockout of the
enshrined
century.
in UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be in the Hall of Fame at one point.
Yeah, that knockout will be in the Hall of Fame, so he's
It will
there.
for sure. He's in there. Santiago Ponzinibbio, you know, he just lost to Jingliang. I hate saying these Asian names, but you know, to be honest though, you get what you got.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Look,
though.
man, we even said it before the fight started. I was rooting for Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I should have picked Lee. I told you I wanted Lee to win. I just thought Pons was that much better in the striking that he was going to take it.
I went with the speed factor, and I still think that Pons is still faster, but he just didn't throw anything. He didn't really throw much.
And
He
we
just
talked
continued to
about
pressure.
that throughout the entire first round, where he was really looking. It seemed like he was pressuring but looking to counter instead of going backwards looking to counter, which is what you typically see from somebody looking to counter.
Yeah.
If you're going to pressure, you got to throw.
You got to throw. You got to do something. You can't just sit there.
So, I mean, Ponzinibbio, man, that was his first loss in his last 8 fights.
But you know what's good about a loss is it can make or break you.
It can. I mean, look at that. He loses to Lorenz Larkin by knockout, goes on to win 7 in a row.
Yeah.
And he beat, in that 7 in a row, he beat Mike Perry, Gunnar Nelson, Nordine Talib, Zach Cummins, Court McGee, and Neil Magny.
Well, I mean, think about
that's a run.
Think about Brian Ortega most recently. Brian Ortega lost to Holloway, and then he came back to look like a fucking killer against Korean Zombie,
Yeah, but
who nobody dominates like that.
No, but that was Pons' first fight in 2 years. We got to give him that.
Yeah.
Could have been a little bit of nerves, ring rust. I don't know. You know,
Could have been a lot of things,
all
but
that
you know
cage
what?
rust. We don't
Shoulda,
have ring.
coulda, woulda.
He got knocked out.
Yep. He got knocked the fuck out.
Hey, son, you got knocked the F out. We created a swear jar at home. I owe my kids like $20, dude. I'm not doing very good.
Oh, I will never create a swear jar.
I am not doing very good at all. I was like, this was a dumb idea. Because I'm trying to cut down on the swearing in front of the kids, you know, but... And so we created a swear jar for it. Now I'm just adding...
Yeah, I tried to cut down in the swearing in front of the kids either, but I decided I'd make up just shitty, bad replacement words. I start instead of saying, you know, like, well, I don't know. I just start saying something else that's just equally as bad. That's not considered a cuss word.
You know, history of swear words on
Don't
Netflix.
be a pussy. You're a vagina. Don't be a vagina. You know, like,
History of swear
yeah, I
words on
watched
Netflix.
that one. I watched the first.
I watched the
episode
first
about
episode
fuck.
and then I said stop.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this anymore.
Yeah.
But They make a good point.
They do make good points, but I
Like,
don't know. You're more
Cuss words,
sophisticated.
why they shouldn't be cuss words?
No, they shouldn't
They're
be.
words. There should be no such thing as a cuss word.
Well, I mean, I just think that it's more so the fact that society at one point said, we don't like this word.
Yeah, but you know what?
then-
People who say those words are proven to relieve stress better,
Be more
handle more pain.
sophisticated.
They're
Be
they're
smarter.
smarter, they're more truthful.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It just comes out because people who say those words aren't as good at I'm gonna say as good at hiding their emotions. They just let the shit fucking come out, so the truth just comes out.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give a fuck about the emotion part. They're like, or the what everybody else thinks part. They care more about the telling the truth part.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my
Poirier's only
pseudoscience.
fought 4 more times than McGregor since they last fought in 2014.
Yeah,
That's
but
interesting.
both of them have only lost to the same person.
Yeah, but that's interesting given that Conor took extended breaks to box, then another year off to just do nothing. Like,
Poirier has been beaten or fighting champions and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
though too. Poirier, I don't think he's a pound for pound guy. He
No.
is in the pound for pound list, but I don't really think that he is a pound for pound guy. I think what he's done is amazing in the fact that he's beaten a lot of champions
yeah.
and a lot of former champions. And I respect what he's done. I think he's done it good, but it's also about at what point in their career did you beat them at?
Well, that,
You
but
know,
you got to
so-
look at Conor and Poirier together because they both kind of came up around the same time. They
Well,
fought both early in
I'm
their
going to
careers.
pull up Dustin Poirier's record real
Yeah,
quick.
but they both fought early in their career, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, Poirier's a different fighter." You honestly think Conor's the exact same fighter he was when they fought too?
Yeah.
Like, people keep saying that. I'm like, dude, are you stupid? Conor was one of the most cerebral strikers then, and he's even better now as a striker.
Yeah.
His grappling may not be, the best in the world, but he still has extremely
So
high
he's
level
fought,
grappling.
Dustin Poirier's fought a lot more times than 4 times since they fought. He's fought.
I know it said
one,
they
two.
just put the thing up there.
on-
Poirier was 8-2 or 10-2 since they fought, which puts him at 12 fights. Conor was 6-2 since they fought, which puts him at 8 fights.
fights,
So
yeah.
that's 4 fights more.
Oh yeah, 4 more fights than.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's only fought 4 more times than Conor.
Yeah, I
since
thought
they
you said,
fought.
when you say 4 more times than Conor since they fought, I'm thinking 4 more times total, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right.
Well, it was 4 more times total.
No, I'm saying like from the day
I
that
know
they
what you're
fought.
talking
Yeah,
about.
but yeah,
But he's only fought 4 more times than Conor since they fought.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Conor did go off and he had a boxing match with Floyd, and then he's also taken breaks for a year in between several different fights.
I don't necessarily know if the breaks are all his fault though. I think a lot of it is the UFC wanting to put him on the right.
Well,
the right cards.
2020 is the UFC's fault because Conor wanted to fight. They didn't want him to fight without a crowd.
Well, I think if honestly, if you look prior to that, like those guys probably wanted the right fight at the right time to build it up to the right promotion. And it's like he said after he did the whole thing with Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that, and he was like, "Dude, I just need time to just train and not do all the media hype. You guys want to throw me back into this fight right away?" And then they took it as, "Oh, Conor McGregor doesn't want to fight." But it's like, dude, you look at how active he really was prior to all that.
Well, when he was doing the media circus and he was selling 2 million pay-per-views, yeah, he didn't do very nearly the media that he did when he fought Conor or when he fought Cowboy.
Yeah.
And he still sold over 1 million pay-per-views.
Yeah.
They're saying 1.3
And
million. It was the highest
and
selling.
he didn't do all the hype.
Conor says it was the highest selling, and he actually showed his
He's got
receipt.
numbers to prove
He
it's
showed
the
he
highest.
showed exactly what the numbers were that he got paid for,
Mm-hmm.
and so he claimed that it was highest because they said George was
Which, by the way, he still gets a little
1.3.
bit trickling in
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But,
so Jorge was 1.3 as well, but they never showed any numbers for that.
yeah, based on what McGregor showed, he has the proof to be the highest pay-per-view of 2020 for the
Higher
UFC,
than Habib versus Gaethje.
which didn't do nearly as
A
good
lot
as
of
they
people
thought they
claim
would.
because of the time, because I think they did that one in the morning.
Yeah,
as
they said that was going to be like 2 million plus. They were saying
Well,
that was going to
they
be
said
the biggest.
Dana actually said it was projected to beat Conor Khabib, which was the highest.
It was going to be the biggest pay-per-view, and it didn't even sell a million. It was like 675 or something.
Something like that. Not even close to
Yeah,
those numbers.
it-
Complete letdown. People tried to make all these excuses for it, and I'm like, dude, Dana was projecting it higher. Everyone said it was going to do these great numbers, but it didn't. That's a failed pay-per-view in my eyes.
Yeah.
It was expected to do this number, but it did this number. You failed. Granted, 675 is probably around average for a UFC pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, It is true. You do have to take it into consideration as far as that is concerned. That what they expected it to be versus what they probably paid out to promote it, versus the fact that they didn't have a crowd, versus the fact that they have all these other expenses to make up for it. You laughing at this commercial?
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch is one of my favorite
Dude,
people.
I love Marshawn Lynch.
One of my favorite people.
I love him too. But, with all those things going against them, they really were banking on it being a big pay-per-view.
It was supposed to be a phenomenal large pay-per-view. Habib Nurmagomedov in Abu Dhabi, headlining against Justin Gaethje. This is going to outdo Conor Habib. But it didn't.
And the problem is, I bought in a little bit too much to the Justin Gaethje wrestling ability. And it's frustrating because his wrestling is not that bad. I'm a guy who watched him wrestle in college.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan Burroughs just got beat again.
Yeah, I know. I kind of figured it would. It was against David Taylor, who wrestles 20 pounds heavier than him, and he went up. David Taylor.
That's why I like Jordan Burroughs so much, though.
David Taylor got a push-out point, and then he got a takedown. He got a 3-point takedown, and then all of a sudden, Jordan Burroughs got 4 push-out points to tie it up, going into the last couple seconds of it. And David Taylor won by criteria. The score was 4-4, but because David Taylor had the biggest scoring maneuver, which is the way it is in freestyle, if it's tied up at the end of the match, they'll go to who had the biggest scoring last maneuver, and that will be the winner. So say that there may have been 2 different 4-point throws, and it's tied up, but the person who had the last 4-point throw, they would win it.
Yeah.
So
I think some
David
of the
Taylor
criteria
won.
and a lot of that is weird, but
I mean, it's weird when you don't watch it a lot, but or when you're not doing it a lot, but it makes sense. It makes the matches move, and it gives a definitive winner, and the wrestlers know it going into it. If I'm tied up, and I know if the score is tied up, and I know the fact that, hey, this person has a 4-point lead, or this person's going to win based on criteria, it's going to force me to do something different. It's going to force me to do something more. Now, as a coach, I can't bitch and complain and be like, oh, well, my fighter or my wrestler lost because of criteria. I know this going into it. I know what the criteria is. So I know my.
Well, it's the same thing when it comes to jiu-jitsu and submission underground. If you're tied, you get escape time.
Yeah.
So it's the fastest person to escape.
Yeah. You know what it is.
You know what it is.
So
I just
you
don't
can't
know
really
if I always
complain about
fully
it.
agree with it.
Here's the thing that I've had a problem with international wrestling, and it hasn't really been as bad lately in the last few years. But the biggest problem that we always had with it was the inconsistency of the rules and the constant rule changes, and the fact that if you're going to go compete at a world level, you need to really be at a rules meeting to know what they're going to score and how they're going to score it and what they're going to do. It's never been super consistent. The last few years, it's been better, in my opinion. It's been a lot better, but it's still not consistent.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really take care of all of the issues that you have that you need to take care of. But
it's also, what's funny is when it comes to the jiu-jitsu game, Conor's jiu-jitsu coach, what's his name? He's a training partner and kind of coach. Everybody hates him. Dylan Dennis.
Dylan Dennis.
Everyone talks like his jiu-jitsu game is garbage. There's, look at his record, look at his record. I'm like, look at his record. He's only been tapped out, I think, 1 time. And that was Gary Tonin tapped him out.
Well, that's because
it's not a bad loss.
They constantly want to compare him to guys like Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin.
Well, you look at Gordon Ryan, couldn't finish him.
Gordon Ryan's the best out there.
Gordon Ryan is the absolute best out there, and Gordon Ryan could not submit him. And he actually did really well against Gordon Ryan.
No.
Gordon Ryan won based off a referee's decision.
Which,
if you watch that match.
And the problem is, when it comes down to it, though, these fans, they get super far behind Gary Tonin, Gordon Ryan.
All in the record. They look at record.
Well, no, but because they look at, they come from the best, in my opinion, the best modern lineage of
jiu-jitsu
or postmodern. I don't know if you want to call it postmodern or modern.
Well, modern is the now. So
well, not necessarily. If you look at architecture, modern is more communist style stuff like that. It's more old school skyscrapers. All this other stuff is considered postmodern. But so it really just depends on what you're really looking at. But God damn it, now I got myself sidetracked.
Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, Dylan Dennis, and those guys, the guys that he loses to, Gary Tonin, Gordon Ryan, they come from the Danaher Death Squad. The Danaher Death Squad.
We've talked about it before, how phenomenal that Death Squad is.
They are the current, in my opinion, best for active jiu-jitsu because of their leg lock game. it's so far advanced compared to whereas other jiu-jitsu practitioners and practitioner styles decided that they were going to make leg locks illegal in their gym, and you couldn't do it. And other tournaments made leg locks illegal because they're so deadly and so dangerous or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas the Danaher Death Squad, they decided that they're going to embrace it.
So here we go.
That's why they compare it. The difference is based on the Danaher Death Squad.
It is.
Their
it
hate
is.
or
But
their
when
love for the
people
Danaher
look at
Death
it,
Squad.
they always also have this thing where they look at the record. Because every time I have an argument with everybody, they're always like, "Oh, he's got 16 losses, 16 losses, 16 losses. He hasn't done anything since he won gold at the brown belt level." Okay, who cares? He's been in MMA for the last couple of years, first of all. Second of all, you look at those 16 losses. He's only been submitted one time. That was by Gary Tonin. 2 times decision, 2 times he lost by penalties. 1 time, which was the EBIOT, which was escape attempts.
Hold on. Pause on that. Send me the link on Facebook so I can pull it up.
Just go to bjjheroes.com/
Is it?
just bjj.com / Dylan Dan or / BJJ-fighters.
BJJ-fighters.
And then / Dylan-Danis.
/Dylan /Danis.
Danis.
D-A-N-I-S.
No, dash, not slash.
Oh, dash, not slash.
Yeah. There you go. That should go right to it. But you look at his record. 1 submission loss. Gary Tonin was the only one that's ever been able to submit him. And I'm pretty sure, inside heel hook, Gary Tonin, round 1. Okay, that was back in 2015. But you look at that, man. Like, you look at the losses, they're all usually ref decision or some type of weird point thing. You know, I don't fully understand jiu-jitsu
Which
scoring.
I don't like their scoring system at all because, honestly, it favors, in a lot of point situations, it favors wrestlers who get really good at just shutting down the submission
But and if you look at Danis and if you actually watch those matches, he's usually the aggressor and he's usually on top working for something.
Yeah, this is EBI overtime rules.
That one was submission
Jake
underground,
Shields.
and that's the one where
Yeah.
Jake Shields beat him
So
on
when
escape time.
when I say overtime EBI overtime rules, so submission underground, Chael Sonnen submission underground always follows EBI rules, which is Eddie Bravo Invitational. So if you're confused on what we're talking about when we say EBI rules, all you got to do is look up Eddie Bravo Invitational rules, which basically say if you don't submit them within regulation time, you have the opportunity to get them in a position, either rear naked choke or armbar situation, and it's based on submission or fastest escape time. Because it is overtime, you both will have equal opportunity from the opposite position. So say I start in the rear naked choke position, and the other guy gets my back, I get the opportunity to start the next round with either a rear naked choke or armbar spiderweb position. So that's what we're talking about when we say EBI rules.
No.
Other things where it's like points, there's more points depending on what it is for a takedown, for a guard pass, for a submission attempt, or things like that.
I don't see Gordon Ryan on this list, but I know he
So
fought Gordon.
he did
a match
He
with
did
Gordon
right
Ryan.
there, right below Gary Tonin.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, I was like, I knew I watched that match with Gordon Ryan. I was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? I don't see it.
Gordon
Okay.
Ryan is considered the best. I don't know if I could say active because he's retired now. The best jiu-jitsu practitioner in his time.
Yeah.
I will say.
And everyone knows how high level Jake Shields is.
Yep.
And they want to talk about this stuff, and Jake Shields couldn't even tap him out. And that was an extremely competitive match for Jake Shields. Jake Shields won because of the rule set and with escape time.
This is Gordon Ryan's record right there.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh, well, he hasn't done anything since. No, he's in MMA now, guys. Duh. He hasn't fought in a year, obviously. He needs to get a fight. I'm hoping they give him a fight.
Well, and not only did he, Pat Downey's a wrestler. That's just a wrestler right there.
Yeah.
Pat Downey's a world team member. Gabe Gonzaga. Alexei Olenek. Bo Nickel, who's a D1 champion wrestler. Who's Paul Harris.
Out Olenek,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That tells you how good Gordon Ryan tapped out Olenek but could not tap out Dylan Danis. How good is Gordon Ryan?
Kyle Bohm.
And that's got to tell you how good Dylan Danis is.
I don't really think Kyle Bohm's that good that
He's
he should
not.
have been fighting him or
But
going against him. But
Paul Yaris.
yeah, Paul Harris, 100%. You know, Marcus Almeida.
Here we
There's
go,
Gary Tonin
Carlos
there.
Condit, Matt Brown, baby. We are in the cage and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, you know, when you look at Gordon Ryan, losing to Gordon Ryan's not a big deal. Losing to Gary Tonin, not a big deal.
He's losing to the best of the best, and they're not finishing him.
No,
They're not tapping him out. He's
outside of Gary Tonin.
Yeah, Gary Tonin's the
But that
only
was
guy
still a
that's ever
while
done it.
ago.
And that was early in his career. You're talking 2015.
That was a while
He
ago.
didn't start training in jiu-jitsu, I think, until
No.
he was around 2011, 2012.
You know what though? Here's the deal. Right now, Matt the Immortal Brown versus Carlos Condit, the natural born killer.
Ooh, Alexander almost had a interception there.
I am so excited about this fight. This fight is like almost a decade in the making.
Isn't it crazy that Matt Brown's 4 years older than Condit?
It is. It is crazy.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But, with this fight, they've tried to make this fight. I think this is the third or fourth time they try to make it. This fight is like 6 or 7 years in the making at this point. Almost a decade in the making. This is insane. I wish we had the audio because I'm sure they talked about it.
Of course. And look at how gray Matt Brown is. He looks old.
Dude, we got to invest in, we really got to, we got headphones. We just got to figure out how to get that shit set up.
By the way, guys, Green Bay with a good stop on their first drive there. We get the ball back now. Aaron Rodgers coming out to do his thing.
Woo!
Right before this starts, I'm going to be distracted. I got to look up here at the TV. I got to look down here at my phone because I got it up on Fox Sports Go. Let's go.
It's hard when your passions conflict with each other.
Right?
Passions.
Yeah, I thought you
Passions.
said patches. I was like, I don't know what
Passions.
patches. But I knew where you were going.
Passions. So he's really passionate about his Packers football and his MMA right now. Like me, I care more about my MMA than football.
Well, yeah, the Seahawks are out. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, if the Seahawks were playing right now, I guarantee you
I'd probably have it up.
We'd
Yeah,
have it up.
Right now, I don't really care what's going on right now. And to be honest, like, I've never been a Packers fan, and it comes down to childhood rivalries, probably with this guy. Honestly.
Yeah, I'll bet you that's probably why.
I've just never been a Packers fan, and then my wife, her family's all from Wisconsin, and they're all Packers fan. Her family is shareholders for the Packers. They are literally partial owners. I went into their house with all their signed autograph shit and put like thumbs downs and took pictures and shit of me flipping off their stuff.
All right, here we go. Condit's got that killer look
just
again.
Just kind of being an asshole. The natural born killer versus the immortal. Who will come out on top?
NBK, baby.
Woo! All right, so they come out slugging already, dude.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
Matt Brown walks right to him, and Carlos Condit answers with a couple of kicks.
Matt knows he can't start slow. He cannot start slow versus Condit.
No, especially
Condit will knock
not
him
in a
out early if
3-round
that
fight.
happens.
Oh, man, I'm excited about this one.
To me, this is Matt's retirement fight. Ooh, Condit going for that inside elbow, dude. You see that?
Yep, I saw that, but Matt Brown caught him with that
caught him
right.
with an overhand right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stunned him, I think, a little bit.
But, Condit has been known to have a chin. He's lost fights because of leg injuries and things like that, but, he's been known to have a very good chin and be able to put you through a war. Same thing with Matt Brown.
Another nice outside leg kick. See, Matt Brown at 40 years old, do you think he can take those leg kicks?
I mean, I think the leg kicks are the least of his worries at
They
40
might
years
be.
old. I think that he's really got to worry about the head more than anything.
I know my knees. I'm only 34 almost, and my knees are...
Yeah, that's true.
But Matt Brown with a takedown. Easy takedown.
But do you want to take Condit to the
That's
ground?
my question, because Condit's got a slick
In his
jiu-jitsu
position,
game.
in his position, he's all right. But then he gave up the half position, the half guard there.
Condit is the one with wrist control. Oh,
Yep,
yeah, let go.
keep that wrist control, baby. Get back to
He
it.
let go, but that's funny because Condit was on the
Toes
bottom
in the
with wrist
cage.
control.
A minute and a half into this round right now.
First down, Green Bay.
Ultimately, Matt Brown is on top, but Condit is still the one landing any strikes right now.
Condit's the more dangerous fighter on the ground,
But
too.
they're not significant strikes. Effective grappling and effective striking kind of nullify each other right now if there's nothing super significant. So nobody really has the ultimate advantage right now.
I think you got to give it to, at this point, we're 2 minutes in, Matt Brown's probably up on the scorecards with the takedown, and he's still on top. But Condit's the one still landing.
That's what I'm saying. Condit's the only one
punches.
landing.
There's an elbow from Brown. There we go. But the judges, we all know how the judges are going to do. They're going to give this to Brown.
Maybe.
But this is not where Brown wants to be, in my opinion. I just don't know why you would go to the ground with Condit.
I mean, right now, I'm looking at the stats that they have listed, and they're wrong right now, saying that, well, actually, they're not wrong. Condit, 22 to 44 strikes landed total to Matt Brown's 6 of 11.
Punches while
So,
Brown's doing
what do you do? What do you do? They nullify each other if nothing's super significant.
They're
So
supposed to.
they should. They should.
The
And
judges
it
are
just
supposed to do
depends
it, so.
on the refs that they have and what the hell they're looking at. I mean, me looking at it right now, it might look like Brown is winning because he's in the guard. But if I'm looking at who's the person that's actually doing any damage, landing any strikes right now, it's only coming from Condit.
Yeah. Some of these punches are kind of just ticky-tacky, like.
No, they're just
look
scoring
busy.
points. They're just scoring
But-
points. You know, look busy.
Ooh.
Oh, that
Condit
was
looks
good.
like he's trying
that
to
was-
slip out the side.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but that was a good little shot there from Brown right there with
Yeah.
that right. He hit him there, and
See if
Condit kind
Condit
of
uses
paused
his
for a
jits.
second. And somebody's bleeding. That must be Brown. Matt
Yeah.
Brown must be bleeding.
Yeah,
That's
Brown
damage.
is bleeding. That's Brown
That's
bleeding. So
damage right
damage
now.
is the number one factor.
The
and
number
Brown
one.
is busted open.
But Brown just passed again.
And Condit gives up his back, but Condit,
Oh,
Condit
he shoots
throwing
up.
for the triangle. Nope, armbar, nope.
Beautiful, dude.
Back into
So
guard.
Brown passed guard. Condit rolled, gave up his back for a second, and recovered
Oh,
full
Condit's
guard.
going for a triangle.
Oh, Brown's posturing up.
This is what I was worried about with Brown going in for this. You know, like Condit's ground game is
It's
not
wicked, and he's long.
something not to be messed with.
But you don't really want to be on the other end of Matt Brown's ground and pound or his vicious striking when
Yeah.
he starts throwing. Because he's
If he actually starts
I
throwing.
mean, because
he's throwing
a
now.
he's a wicked, dirty boxer, and he does better in the closer clinch positions on the feet.
So he's
than
dominating the grappling right now, either way. But the damage factor goes to Condit right now. This round could
Yeah.
potentially be a draw.
I don't know. I mean, it's really close to a
But
draw.
look at
I
what
mean,
Condit's doing. Watch Matt Brown's right arm. He's
no,
trying to
Matt
keep it up.
Matt Brown has Condit's arm trapped behind his back.
Is that what it is? I was
Yeah,
saying, watch
Matt
his
Brown is
arm.
grabbing that.
Because Condit's got his legs, and he's like, look at the way he's able to get his
Yeah,
legs.
Matt
That's
Brown's
so
controlling
crazy.
that, dude. Matt Brown's controlling that arm until now. It's
Okay,
free.
we're out.
This is a draw right now, dude. In
Those
my
legs,
opinion.
And Condit's back up with 20 seconds.
Oh, and he's hitting a
Condit's-
switch,
he's
baby!
switching it.
Switch!
Condit's on top now.
Hey, that's a wrestling technique in folk style wrestling. We call
But now
that move
watch
the
the damage.
switch.
Watch the difference
But
in
you
damage
got
from here.
you got Brown threatening an armbar already.
Knee bar.
A knee bar. Oh, he went arm, dove to then Condit pulled out, and he's on the leg now.
But now he's going to eat too many shots, and he rolls out.
Beautiful
Condit,
roll.
You're not going to get Condit in knee bar. I'm sorry. I don't think that's not
Oh,
gonna
and this is where we love to see
happen. But look at
Condit,
it.
though.
So there's the end of the round. Dude,
That's a draw. I'm saying 9-9 or 10-10.
Draw?
Whatever you want to
well,
call
it
it.
would be 10-10 based off the rules. But I mean,
10-10.
if it's
damage. If it's
damage, dude,
it's gotta
damage,
go,
I got to give it to Condit.
it's got to go to Condit.
Condit busted him up from the bottom, dude.
And if you look at significant strikes overall, they say 20 or they say 20.
33.
They say they only have four
4
significant.
6 strikes to 8. But
That's not true. So they say
33 total.
33 strikes landed for Carlos Condit to 12 for Matt Brown. They say only 4 of them are significant strikes for Carlos Condit. I disagree with that. They say Matt Brown has 8 significant strikes.
yeah.
I disagree with that, but I do think that because here's the thing, punches and bunches add up. And while one individual strike might not be significant in itself, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row make it significant.
Green Bay's
you-
got 3rd and goal.
And
by
you
the way.
can't look at that last strike and say, oh, that was the only one that was significant because it's the 4, 5, or 6 that build up to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We always disagree with stats on this here, and I'm going to continue to disagree.
Was that
with the
Lazard
stats
that
on
dropped that? Damn it, that was close. Green Bay's going to be kicking a
there.
field goal.
Round 2.
At least we score on our first possession, it looks like. Rams didn't. So,
So
that's
you
better.
you can't be upset at whoever wins round 1. So
Condit
that,
goes body head with the kick. Body, left. Condit going crazy
but
right
all
now.
those kicks are blocked. Every single one of them.
Yeah,
is
they're all
blocked.
blocked, but Condit's throwing.
So round 1, either way, you can't be upset depending on who they give it to. That was a good elbow for Matt Brown. He stepped in and hit him with that elbow too.
Matt Brown throws a head kick, blocked. A little bit better
This
fight.
is-
Yeah, this is
Oh
great.
man.
This is great. You know what?
No, I love this fight so far.
Come
They
on,
were
Condit.
active on the
Condit
ground.
lands a head kick.
You know, they were active on the ground. Matt
Leg
Brown just
kick.
took a huge deep breath though.
Yeah, right after Condit landed that head kick too.
Yep. He's still pressuring forward though.
Yeah, it's Matt Brown. That's what he does, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a body kick to Matt from Condit. Ooh, Matt with a nice straight right.
Straight right. Condit's bleeding from his ear again. Dude, that guy bleeds from his ear more than any fighter that I've ever seen bleed.
You'd think he's probably right around Matt Hamill's area of
Dude,
hearing.
maybe it's not blood. Maybe it's just the camera view.
Yeah, I think it's probably just camera view because I don't see any. Ooh,
Ooh,
was that
slip.
Yeah, slip on the kick.
He
threw a
kind of.
kick.
They both exchanged kicks there, and Condit slipped. I
Looks
think
like
it was
Matt
a slip.
might have clipped his planted leg though when he kicked.
Yeah, I would like to see a different angle on that. The angle that we had
I
wasn't
think
very
that might have
clear.
been technically a knockdown from Matt because he kicked that leg. I think that's what it was. He just kind of tripped
Potentially.
him.
Condit or Brown changes levels for a shot. Condit stuffs it, and they exchange knees.
Knees to the body.
Ooh.
Condit with a good 1,
Good
2, 3.
uppercut there. As Brown dipped levels, Condit hit him with an uppercut, but then now we have Brown tying up and pressuring him to the cage. Ooh, this is a good fight so far. Now you got Condit kind of holding on to the old school headlock right now. Brown has his back, but his head is trapped. They're on the feet, and Condit steps behind. They're battling for position on the feet right now, and there's an overhook, or there's an underhook right now for
Condit tried to
Matt
hit
Brown.
a throw there, but didn't get it.
Nope, he wasn't tight enough with that hook. Now, Brown's controlling underhooks. Condit's trying to figure out a way to make these overhooks turn into like a throw or use them to strike. Oh, another elbow from Matt Brown right there. This is a good fight so far.
Much better round for Matt Brown, but that was a stunner from Condit.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
look at that
he tripped out. Beautiful trip.
That was dope.
Oh, that was wicked. That reminded me of some old school
just did
Kung
like
Lee
this
shit, dude.
Almost a scissor trip, right?
Yeah.
Because
and then he dumps him down.
So Condit like stepped in, put his right leg in front, put his left leg in the back, and then just tripped him.
It was almost like Kung Lee. If you watch Kung Lee,
the old K1 kickboxing, I think it was, right?
Yeah, it might have been K1. Yeah, I think it was K1.
I think it was K1 where Kung Lee was doing that.
Oh,
it was
man.
crazy.
Either way,
it was beautiful.
badass.
Beautiful trip takedown from Carlos Condit right there. That's got to give him the edge at
the edge in this round so far.
We got 3 minutes into the round, 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left in the round, yep.
So, Condit's up now.
In my opinion, so far in this round.
Yep.
Round 1, I don't know. I mean, either way, they might give it to Brown because he controlled it from the guard, but they might give it to Condit for active striking.
Personally, if I have to pick one, I'm giving it to Condit because of what he did in terms of damage. When
damage is the number one criteria.
Damage is the number one criteria you're supposed to go by. So Condit gets damage.
See, this is but that round would have been a round where either I want to see him use a 10-7 system more, or the half-point system more.
Maybe
that round would have been good with either of those systems.
Like a 10 to 9.5 or something.
Yeah,
because it was a close round. Let's not like act like Condit dominated the round or something.
Yeah,
he did the damage from his back.
Yep, and which is why I'm saying, the 10-7 round would have to be a complete dominant. What we see typically of a 10-8 now.
Oh, is he going for? Oh, he's got a half guard.
He trapped it, but he trapped
almost
the
went
arm
north,
for a
south,
second.
or crucifix, and then had but that leg was locked in half.
Now he can land some elbows though because Brown stuck that arm underneath.
Yeah, Brown's trying to roll him.
See, he's got to pinch that arm in once he reaches under there. This is a good fight so far. Fantastic positional fight. And fantastic striking fight when they are striking, but the positions have been fun to watch.
That Condit takedown, smooth as fuck. Yes, Parker, it was. That thing was dope.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful takedown.
Heather even says the same thing. Heather Parker, Condit takedown, though. Yeah, that was a pretty takedown. Nobody expected that.
Nope, wasn't expecting that at all.
But you see the difference, though, when Condit's on top, he is just beating the hell out of Brown. Brown on top, Condit was beating the hell out of Brown.
And they're coming back to the feet.
So
right now, you go back to damage factor.
It's over round 2. That's definitely a Condit round. So the only clear round so far is Condit.
Condit, 100%.
So it could be 1-1 or it could be 2-0 Condit.
Could be either way. Based on the fact that Matt Brown had the top position, I'm going to assume the refs called it for Matt Brown. Because they tend to give top position more than
typically
bottom.
The judges do.
A
lot of these judges are uneducated in what they do. They don't base it off the rules, how they're supposed to do it. They just say, "Oh, this guy's on top. He wins the round."
Well, I mean, it's just like you watch a schoolyard fight. Who do you think wins?
So
regardless of how much training you go through to say this is what it is. This is what it is. Unless you've actually been the person out there doing all of that
stuff.
We
talk about damage, baby.
You're definitely going to be swayed.
Green Bay's out here dropping, what are they dropping, 7, and they're still letting these passes get completed? What the hell is that? These guys, man.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, this Fort George Magnetic Fields.
It's good, man. So
this is a winner, in my
Sean
opinion.
Sheehan has a 1919 winner takes all in the third, he says. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Scott Fontana has a 2018 Condit.
But could be straight to the dick kick.
Yeah,
Condit opens up with an obvious dick kick.
Ryan Frederick has a 2018 Condit. Rob Tatum has it 1919. So this
Dude, he just opened the round with a straight up dick kick. Dude.
Nick Baldwin has a 1919.
He's like, fuck it, I need a little bit of a rest. Let me kick him in the dick.
He's the younger fighter. He doesn't need rest, damn it.
Dude, he straight up just walked him right. He straight up walked out and kicked him right in the dick.
It really was. There's a good outside leg kick from Condit. Condit goes high to the head but misses.
Two dogs.
Nice uppercut to a head kick.
Yeah, and he throws that hook. He goes.
And Matt Brown changed level. Matt Brown is exhausted.
He goes right uppercut, left hook, and then he goes with a knee or a leg kick. Is that what Condit did?
Matt Brown is exhausted. Something like that. But Matt Brown he's breathing deeply. He is tired.
I will tell you,
man's 40 years old.
I will tell you, though, not always does it mean anything when you're breathing deeply. If you look at guys like Dominic Cruz, they always look like they're always taking deep breaths, but they have the cardio to push through 25 minutes.
Yeah. Look at a little trip
and
from
he got
Matt there.
Matt Brown with a little nice trip
Condit
there.
back up. Brown with a straight right.
Yeah, straight right, and then he pressures in for a shot that's unsuccessful at this point.
Condit's going to get his back.
Condit takes his back.
Yeah, beautiful. That was a weird attempt from Matt. And Condit's got a hook in.
He's got one, and he's got
two.
He's got two.
He's really high, though.
He's leaning towards the left side. His left hook is in deep.
He's got a left arm.
Right
hook
is
arm.
Shallow. What's saving him is that Kamara attempt on that right. But now
he's grabbing the heel.
Switches.
Pull that
banana. Split that shit,
pulls
dude.
that leg down. Now Condit's good on the back there. This is good for Condit.
This is turning out good for Condit right now. Mm-hmm. He's going to win a decision if
I don't know why Matt Brown ever went to the ground with Condit. He's had a lot better chance in the
He probably felt like in round one, he probably felt like he was winning that, even though he was still getting struck against.
Yeah,
it's a deceptive nature of what are they scoring.
But Condit's off the back now. He's inside, kind of like a side saddle.
Sit up here.
Brown's holding on to Condit's
3 minutes
leg,
left in the round.
But Condit's just pummeling him here.
Yeah, I mean,
Condit's
honestly,
got
though,
that right heel.
Condit, I was impressed with him in his last fight, too, though. You know, and I'm impressed with him here now. He just passed guard again.
Did you pick against Condit in the last fight? I picked Condit in the last fight.
No, I picked Condit last fight, I'm pretty sure.
I know I picked Condit last fight.
In fact, I'm going to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that I picked Condit.
I picked him, man, and I was stoked that he won. I was rooting for him. Look, Jesus, he's just beating Matt Brown right now. This is not good.
Yeah, I picked him to win last time by submission in round 2.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's right. I do remember you did pick him in submission round 2 because I'm pretty sure I had Condit by decision. And he won by decision, and that put me ahead of you in that one because we were both rooting really hard on that one.
This is the one thing I really do like about Tapology, though. A lot of things I don't like about Tapology. I love that when I click on a fighter's name, I can see your pick history. Yeah, that's a big thing for me that I really like on there.
They can do better when it comes to UI, but other than that, it's not a bad system.
Yeah, so he's talking about user interface, making it more user-friendly.
Yep.
When he says UI, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, but Condit goes down. He's got him. He's kind of looking for a triangle right now. He's got the arm in, one arm out. He's got his legs hooked. He just needs to get that.
There. He's holding the gloves there.
Okay, Matt Brown squeezes in. He's in the guard now, full guard.
Dude, this is a hard fight to judge so far.
I think Condit dominated
He's got
that
round
first
2.
3.5 minutes, though.
He's got round 2 for sure.
Round 2 for sure, the first 3.5 minutes of this round. And he's the one doing damage from bottom again. And he's only on bottom because he gave up the bottom. Oh, he's going for the triangle again.
He's going high guard right now. He's going high guard. That's not triangle yet.
Nope, he's got to get an arm out of there.
There's a lot you can do from a high guard.
Look at the punches. Matt Brown's just laying there, and Condit's punching.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think a minute left in this fight. This is probably a Condit win, but I couldn't be upset either way.
I don't know, man. This is, for me, if Condit were to lose this fight, I do think it would be a robbery at this point.
I don't know.
We got him, unless Matt Brown does something significant here in the final 50 seconds.
I think it's been close based on criteria.
The first round was close. After that, it's not really been close.
Oh, shit.
And another Condit takedown.
Now, at this point here.
But Matt rolls it.
Oh, my gosh. And he rolls it through the top position.
Into guard again. There's a good elbow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This good elbow.
Be an interesting decision here.
I think Condit's done too much in this round.
I agree that I think Condit's been more active. I think he's been the better fighter overall in this fight, and I think he won this fight. I just don't know if judges are going to agree.
Yeah, they got to, I don't know. They got to give this to, look at this.
Dude, did I just, have I been drinking yours? Oh, that's an old one. Okay.
Yeah, mine's over here.
I just grabbed it. I was like, dude, did I just drink your beer?
Matt Brown with the good elbow there, but For me, I think Condit did too much in that round to not win that round.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree
So
with you.
I
I just don't know if the judges agree.
Yeah, the judges, we see some fuckery all the time.
But I do agree with you.
But
I think Condit
it's
wins
at
this fight.
worst 29-28 Condit.
Potentially 30-27 Condit.
Could be 30-27
But
Condit.
the only person who had a definitive round
Was Condit.
was Carlos Condit.
I
so
don't
either way,
think that anybody else won except for Condit.
if there's a 30-27 in Brown's favor, bullshit. 29-28, I could say, okay, there's a potential argument, but I honestly feel it's 29-28 for Condit.
Yeah. I mean, even if you said 30-28 and you give the first round a 10-10.
Yeah, or 30, or 30-28.
30-28, you give the round
So
a 10-10.
if there's a 30-28, the only way it could go, or 30-27, sorry, 30-27.
Well, it would be 30-28 if they had a 10-10 first round.
Yeah, 30-29. Yeah. No, it'd be 10-9, 10-8, 10. It would be.
There's no 10-8s. It'd be 10-10.
It would be 10-9.
If there was a 10-10 first round, I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's
it would be 30-28.
I'm just saying that I think that the only person for sure
is Condit
that has a argument is Condit.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's a 30, it's a 30-27.
Should be. Or it could be a 30-28 if you score the first round.
If they call the first round a 10-10.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what you're saying. Yeah, I don't disagree.
It could be 30-28.
Because honestly, I would say first round. I would say first round is a 10-10 in my opinion.
Based off the criteria, yeah, I can.
But there was
argument can be made.
There was a small more amount of damage that was visible damage, which is the criteria for Condit. So Condit.
Yeah, even Heather says Condit did more damage from the bottom than Brown did on top.
We agree.
Let's see what they say.
Careful. $30-27.
That's Condit.
Yep, Carlos Condit.
Carlos Condit, 30-27.
That's what we were saying. The only way possible, 30-27. But Condit doesn't even agree with that.
No, Condit does, but Matt Brown.
No, did you see it? Did you see Carlos Condit go what when they said 30-27?
No, I saw Matt go what?
No, dude, he even did it. Check it out. They both did it.
I think Condit knew that was a 30-27.
I pressed play. Damn it,
at worst, it would have been 30-28. 30-27 is fair.
Watch Condit's face. He's like, what?
Yeah, he kind of just made a face, but I think he thought that maybe because that first round was close, so maybe he thought
he lost it. Maybe he thought
they gave it to Matt Brown. And he's like, wait a minute, if there's some fuckery here, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, because that was the closest round in my opinion. I'm gonna go piss again.
Yep, me too. So we're gonna pause the stream. We'll be right back, guys.
We're gonna go pause the stream. We're gonna go to this one. All right, so we're back. Sorry, we had a little bit of a break there real quick. We are finally back right now, getting ready to go into the main event here. We have a little break. They're talking about Kevin Holland. We do keep the audio muted.
Super fan right
now.
here.
We do keep the audio muted, so I'm wondering what the announcement is with Kevin Holland.
Well,
Probably
he's got
another
a fight coming up soon. So.
Oh, I don't doubt it. That dude's trying to get 6 in this
Well, he's already booked for another fight. I don't remember who he's booked against, but he's booked. But you know what? Before we do anything, I want to issue an open challenge to the rest of the United States.
Ooh.
First of all, Fort George Brewing has not let us down a single time that we've had this. This beer, Magnetic Fields, has been great. But what I want to say, you know, the only time we've really been let down on our beer so far is when we went outside the Pacific Northwest.
You are right. In one of the oldest
oldest brewery and the oldest brewery in the United States. And it was the Hershey Porter. I just was not a fan.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we have the best beer in the world right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I mean the world might be tough, but definitely the United States.
Honestly, what have you had that's better from anywhere else in the world?
Well, I haven't been able to travel and I haven't been able to taste beer from other worlds.
What's international that you've had?
The only international beer I drink is Mexican
or Irish.
Oh, I do. I have had some Irish.
And let's be honest, Irish are known for having some really good fucking beer.
I've Guinness. Outside of Guinness, I don't know that I've had any other Irish beer.
Oh, I'm sure you've had a couple of them.
I might have.
The bottom line is, I don't think there's any place in America, for sure,
that can beat the Pacific Northwest when it comes to beer.
Yeah, that can beat the Pacific Northwest.
Now
I'm not saying moonshine because I know for a fact there's places in the country that
you
can
get
beat
the
us
East,
moonshine.
the Appalachians, they dominate
that.
moonshine.
But I'm saying straight up, when it comes to beer, there's no place in this country
that can beat
in
the
America
Pacific Northwest.
that can beat the Pacific Northwest.
Now, if you think we're wrong and you want to take this challenge, tell us your favorite beer, and if we can't get it here, you know, we'll try to get it.
No. We'll get it here. Even if
we can't get it in our location, we'll get it here.
In our local stores, we'll get it. We'll find a way to get it.
We'll try that stuff, baby.
And we'll
tell us and let us know.
Anywhere in these 50 states. I don't think there's a better place in the country.
The Pacific Northwest, man, we got the beer game on lock.
We are spoiled, baby. We are spoiled. There's no place better in the country.
We also have more strip clubs per capita in Portland than any other city in the nation.
Strip club
I just thought I'd throw that one
America.
out there.
Yeah.
Beer, strip clubs, why not?
Why not? Why do you think we have such good beers?
Right? We have breweries that are almost the same as Starbucks out here.
Maybe that's the reason our strippers are rated so high, is everybody's always drunk. I don't know, but we got a lot of strip clubs out here. It's a good time if you're into that thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, guys, I just want to let y'all know we have the best beer in the Pacific Northwest. If you don't believe us, challenge us, let us know. We'll try it. We'll even, if there's something that you guys, we have a couple beers here, you know, like this one here,
I'll
the Magnetic
send you
Fields.
some beer,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. The Magnetic Fields is only distributed in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, if you've not had Pacific Northwest beer, this is a must try.
Shoot us a message. Tell us what you're interested in, what kind you like. We'll get you a beer and we'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. Straight up, dude.
Yeah. That's where we're at, man. So, other than that, you guys, we're getting ready for the main event. You ready for the main event, Jake?
Oh, I'm ready for
Calvin
the main event.
Kattar, Max Holloway.
Who you got?
I picked Max by decision.
So did I.
But I think it's going to be a war. Calvin Kattar's got some of the best boxing in MMA.
Yeah. Calvin Kattar has phenomenal boxing. You and I have talked about it a couple of times, not only on the podcast, but outside of the podcast as well, about how good his striking actually is. I'm pretty excited to see him out here against real top-level competition. Because this is, let's be honest, this is his first real top-level competition he's getting in. He's going right against the number one contender, former champion.
Yeah.
Who, let's not forget this, you guys. A lot of people still view him as the champion. A lot of people.
Some do.
A lot of people don't think he lost that fight.
It's crazy. The first fight, much wider margin than the second fight. I think the second fight, probably a little bit closer, but I still think they got it right. But either way, he doesn't hold the title. So people can cry all they want.
Yeah, people can cry all they want. But what I'm saying is, though, that's how dangerous of a challenge it is. This is arguably
one of the greatest featherweights of all time.
The greatest,
if
arguably
not the greatest.
One of the greatest. It's hard to say
Jose
the greatest.
Aldo.
It's hard to say the greatest with guys like...
It is. It's hard, but you could put him... You could say he can make an argument.
And you have to compare eras. I would say for his era, he hasn't put himself in a position to consider himself to be the
Outside
greatest.
of Conor McGregor, he's beat everybody else.
But, yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Conor McGregor's era.
But Conor McGregor never defended. He defended. So that's
Conor
the argument.
McGregor, so here's the problem though with that. Did Conor McGregor never really defend?
No.
He beat Chad Mendes for an interim title, so he was still a champion. Then he went on to win a real championship.
True.
So is it really you have to defend the belt to prove you're a champion? Because if that's the case, he defended his interim
I don't think
title.
you have to prove to defend to say you're a champion. You won the title. You the title.
But that's what I'm saying though. So he won the interim champion to be called the champion, and then he beat the official champion.
Right.
So while
and
he
then
never,
after that, he moved up.
while
and that
he
was
never officially defended his championship belt, I would say he has one successful defense over the champion. And I'm not a Conor McGregor fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am.
I like watching him fight, but his personality drives me fucking nuts.
Outside the cage, he's almost as bad as John Jones, if not worse.
Probably
worse.
I don't know if he's worse. I don't know if he's as bad. I think both of them have some really good.
Got an argument, dude.
I think
we talked to.
It's hard.
It's hard
though because I have a comparison of. I think that he's one of the best out there as far as. Honestly, McGregor is probably the best as far as recognizing other people's talents and potentials. You look at how many people he's complimented in his conversations of how great their fights are, how great these fighters are. McGregor is fantastic at complimenting people for their skills unless he's actually fighting them. And then he turns them down to dog shit, or if they're potential guys that he might fight in the future.
Yeah, well, it's actually funny because Paul Felder, if you watch, Paul Felder's fighting next week, I think it is. And, he's fighting on that same card. And he had mentioned this in the interview because Conor McGregor calls Paul Felder German. And his nickname's the Irish Dragon.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Paul Felder is half German.
Yep.
He's half German, half Irish, I think. But he mentioned this. He's like, Conor, and it's cool coming from Paul Felder because he's got one of those cerebral minds where he can see it as a fight fan, as an announcer, as a coach, as a fighter. He sees all these different angles. And he's like, you know what? It's funny because Conor, what he does is he sees anybody that there's a potential that he may fight them in the future. He's already got you pegged.
Yep.
He's already we may never fight, but we're the same division. We're both top 10.
Yep.
There's a good chance we might, and Conor's already working that angle where he's trying to play those mind games. He's playing those mind games,
which I think is where it comes back to the Diego Sanchez point because when he came into the UFC, Diego Sanchez was a bigger name. You know? And when he came in, it was like, Diego Sanchez is a guy I really want to beat to prove that I'm one of the bad motherfuckers. Then by the time that Conor McGregor got himself to a bad motherfucker, he still wanted to fight Diego Sanchez as just a fight that he really wanted to fight.
Yeah, he's just always wanted to fight Diego, and Diego didn't have a fight. Diego was asking for a fight. Conor said, I'll fight him, but Dana said no.
Yeah. So what I think that Conor McGregor had viewed and envisioned that fight long before ever even getting into the UFC.
Yeah.
I might be wrong about that, but that's a belief I have. But no, I think McGregor's the most respectful person to fighters that are not his direct competition. I think he's fantastic at helping out in his community, but he lets his own personal life sometimes get in the way of a lot of the good things that he's doing. And it's the very same thing with John Jones. John Jones, he'll compliment DC on his accomplishments. Yeah. He told DC, I'm sorry, when one of his family members died. He showed remorse. But when it comes to being his direct competition, he's like, all right, I'm going to fucking destroy you.
Well, yeah, you have to.
I don't care about any of that stuff. And you really have to, like, if you want to be the ultimate champion, you have to get vicious enough in your mind that it's like, fuck the fact that maybe your kid just died. Fuck the fact that maybe your mom just died. Or fuck the fact that you have all this stuff going on. I don't give a fuck anything about what's going on with you. The worst thing in you is not worse than what I'm going to do to you.
We got the walkouts coming right now, baby.
You just have to be in that mindset. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily really always that way. You just got to put yourself in a vicious mindset to compete in a vicious sport.
Dude. It's a vicious sport, like you just said. It's the fight game. Like, come on, man. You're going out there. Your whole objective is to try to injure the other guy. People say, "Oh, I'm not trying to hurt him." No, you're trying to knock him out. That's literally hurting the guy. When you knock somebody out, you're hurting them.
Yeah, you're causing them potential. Depending on how
don't tell me you're not trying to hurt the other guy.
Depending on how bad the fight is, you're potentially causing this person lifelong lasting injuries. Mm-hmm. And it's true.
So your whole goal, when you're a fighter, you've got to have that mentality. It's me or him.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter about any of that stuff. I don't care about any of their family, their personal stuff. They might be the greatest, nicest person in the world, but who cares? That graphic is stupid. That graphic is stupid. Look at that graphic. Dude, they're like shooting that shit up live right there, dude. Did you see that?
No.
How did? Oh my
I
God!
was replying to a comment real quick.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you this real quick, and then I'm fast forward and go live. Look at this graphic. Watch when they come out. They've got a Calvin Kattar graphic that it looks like it shoot up straight in the air. Watch this. I can't. Look at that. Look.
Yeah.
That's a waste of money in my opinion. If that's really coming from those lights right there, or are those all CGI lights?
No, I think they're what the hell? Those are lights.
Dude, that looks stupid in my
They look
opinion.
like they're hanging. That's weird. I've never
I
seen
didn't.
that.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I don't
at
know
all.
if I've ever seen that before in a UFC fight, but hey, if it works, it works. You know, why not? You bring in the WWE fans, you get
More
one
revenue.
of the things that I miss with the UFC that I really, really like about other promotions is the walkout.
Yeah. Well, this
The
is
walkout is so it's a part of the sport.
Okay,
It's so fun.
this is the problem that I have with this. Dana White recognized this as a problem himself. The walkout is fun, and then they still skip it a lot. Dana White,
Well,
with the
especially
first time,
if you do broadcast TV or like ESPN or any cable channel, they always cut out the walkout.
yeah,
It
Dana
drives
White,
me
the
out of my
first time
mind.
he watched it live without being there, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know,
Yeah.
Dana White, like on Twitter, flipped out about the fact that they were doing fucking commercials during the fact that they're doing walkouts. And here they are. Well, we got to see this walkout, but a lot of the walkouts
Yeah,
you've
it's
seen
really
a lot of
weird.
commercials.
We haven't seen any of the other walkouts. This
Yeah.
is the first walkout we saw tonight.
Yeah. I miss the walkouts. I love the walkouts. Like,
I
think
love
about-
'em.
Even as much
Tyson Fury. You see Ryan Garcia in his last fight in that walkout.
Oh, that was awesome.
Come on,
Whooping.
man.
That was a fucking ass whooping, by the
But
way.
it was
that
a
was
fun-
one of the best
I
body
don't know
shots
about
I've
an
seen.
ass whooping, but it was a fun back and forth fight.
Well, Ryan Garcia got
faced
dropped,
adversity.
dude.
He got dropped for the first time in his career with a vicious left hook.
Yeah.
Vicious. It was clean on the chin, money, everything. Garcia got dropped, but he got back up. He fought back through adversity, and he come back with a body shot.
Dude, one of the best body
One
shots.
of the best body shots.
One of the best
I'm talking
fucking-
Arturo Thunder Gotti type body shot.
Dude, this was a wicked body
Oh
shot.
my God, dude. It was so fun.
It was so good. It was so good.
Luke Campbell never saw it coming, dude. And it just, dude, that was such a fun fight, such a phenomenal fight. It really made Ryan Garcia stand out because now people are like, oh, he is the real deal.
let's be honest.
There was a lot of questions with him.
a lot of people were saying, oh, he's just a social media star.
And he's a kid, and he's
know,
doing this.
he doesn't-
Touchdown, Green Bay!
He doesn't have the Olympic caliber. That was the whole argument going into the Luke Campbell fight. He doesn't have the
because
Olympic
Luke Campbell
caliber.
was an Olympic medalist.
Yeah, and so he doesn't have the Olympic experience. He doesn't have the pro experience. He's only famous because of his social media stuff, and he's got a couple of good knockouts. But then he went against Luke Campbell, and he landed one of the fucking best body
It was
shots.
great. I'll say this: he's got a little bit of work. He needs to get his head movement. He's got some stuff. He's still young in the game, but they're talking about Garcia versus Tank next time.
I don't know. That might be too soon.
Maybe.
That might be too soon.
We'll see. Maybe. But who
Yeah.
else is he gonna fight?
I don't know. It's hard to say though because you got all those guys in that group. Realistically, look at all the guys in there. You got Gervonta Davis.
You got Gervonta
That's
Davis.
Tank. That's Tank Davis.
And then
You
you
know?
have Devin Haney.
You got Devin Haney.
Um,
And realistically,
you've got
Lomachenko,
Teofimo Lopez and
Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and we're not even getting to all of them.
No, but I think right now,
You
who
look
else is
at-
he gonna fight
let's see.
outside of Davis or
Maidana, where's Maidana at right now?
I don't
It's
know
been a
about
little while
that.
since he's fought. Maidana's in that weight
I think
class.
he retired, didn't he?
I don't know if he did.
But either way, you've got Haney or Davis. I think that's the fight right there. One of those two. And Davis and Garcia, I believe, have history where Garcia actually talked about dropping Davis in sparring, and they got some
Well,
little
let's
things
see.
going on there.
Let's see.
They got some things going on there,
I
baby.
mean, and what's cool about that though, that fight is a huge contrast in style. So you got a really big power puncher in
Versus a
Tank
technical
Davis
boxer.
versus a very technical boxer in Ryan Garcia. So Gervonta Davis, yes, he's got a lot of skill and he's got a lot of technique, but let's not pretend like he doesn't
hold it,
rely
time
on
out.
his bull.
So
to
remember
win
how I
that
said
fight.
Max has an argument for the greatest featherweight of all time,
Yes.
right? Most wins in the featherweight history, most finishes in featherweight history, and most fight time in featherweight history.
And most significant strikes in
And
UFC
history.
which is what I was talking about.
So can we not-
So Joanna Champion is number 2
So
in
can we?
significant
So
strikes.
does Max now, in your eyes, have that argument? Like an argument. We're not saying he is or isn't, but he has an argument for the greatest featherweight in history, right?
He has an argument.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
No, I don't deny he has an argument. It's just hard to deny that.
It is hard to say
It's
because you
hard
got Jose
It's hard to,
Aldo.
but it's hard to say against Jose Aldo's tall or title run.
What was it? 9 years of dominance.
Something
like that.
And it extends not just UFC.
Yeah.
It goes WEC to the merger through almost to where we're at now, minus a couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, after Conor starched Aldo, though, he hasn't been the same.
Yeah, which is my hard part. Well, he hasn't been it's not that he hasn't been the same. He's been fighting nothing but top 3 guys even since then.
Well, guys are coming up and being better. I mean, he's fought nothing but number 1
guys.
contenders
for
the last 10 years.
Top 3 guys. You look at these guys that he's fighting, you're going to have. I mean, I would expect a guy who's constantly fighting number 1, number 2,
Kattar has the
number
reach
3.
advantage on Max. That's surprising.
I thought it was only 2 inches. I didn't think it was 3
I did not
inches.
think Kattar had a 3-inch reach. And with Kattar's boxing, that might come into play.
I thought he had a 3-inch. I thought he only had a 2-inch reach advantage, but it might be 3.
It is 3. It's 72 to 69.
That's what their
That's the official measurements are. So
yeah.
That's interesting right there. That might come into play because we all know how good of a boxer both these guys are.
Kattar has the better, on paper, I would
technical
say better,
boxing.
the better technical boxing.
You look at lineage and all that too.
If you look at, but I mean, there's something about the volume. There's something about the volume and the pressure that you oftentimes see when you watch Max Holloway fight. That's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will Kattar be able to land those punches when Holloway's using his speed and his volume? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
And will it be enough will Kattar have enough to last himself 25 potential minutes? Because Holloway's been proven hard to finish.
So Squirt General has never won in our league, right?
He's about to get his first W.
He might. Squirt General picked Kattar to win.
All right.
Fisty McKicker Choke picked Max to win. So we might have ourselves a 2-way tie for first place for the first ever tie. Well, I don't think we've had a first place tie since we've been
never
doing
had.
this.
Hold on, let me transition.
We've been
over
doing
to that.
this since the beginning of June, end of May. Beginning of June. That was our first card, I think. I don't think we actually had the group up until June.
Yeah, this is crazy. So let's look at this right now.
So and there's only a 50-point separation. So,
but a 75 point would be a perfect, right? Overall, perfect.
It would. I mean,
well, no, 100 point would be a perfect.
Both of them have a decision, but if somebody gets a finish, if Holloway gets a finish, Fisty and Squirt will be tied. What is Mario doing? Mario's at 75 back. So what is he doing? A perfect could give him the win.
A perfect could give him the win.
He's got Holloway decision as well. So
he'll take second. The best he can do is second.
Mario can't pass. What about Phony? Phony's tied in third as well. 325? He's got Holloway decision. So 3 of the top 4 have Holloway decision. With Squirt General has a Kattar decision.
Dude, but even then, 1 through 8
we
are
could
really not that
potentially
far
have.
away. We're 150 points between first and 8. That's 2 fights.
It's 2 fights, but we're on the last fight. So really, only the top 4 matter right now. We've got Squirt, Fisty, Mario, and Phony. Now the deal is...
No, that's not true. Top 5. What is Lucas at? Top 5 could get a 100 point if he got a perfect.
A perfect pick would get him there. Let's see what Lucas has real quick.
Look at that.
Okay, let's take a look at Lucas Ross.
So
Lucas did pick Kattar by knockout round 3. So if Kattar wins
by knockout round 3,
wins.
But will he have enough points to pass him or come close?
He will because Squirt General has Kattar to win too. And he's
he would lose by 10 points. Then Lucas Ross would lose by 10 points.
So Squirt would still take first place. That's what I'm saying.
By the way,
round 1 started.
If you are confused about what we're talking about, we are on Tapology.com. As you can see, if you go to Tapology.com/group/434, you'll be taken to the Crushing Cans podcast group. Sign up there, compete with us. We're ultimately trying to get that group to be the biggest group on Tapology. We have 29 people signed up right now. We want to have 2,000 or more signed up.
It's a UFC pick'em group, guys. We come in, you make your picks, the winner wins. I mean, it's all for fun. There's no prizes or anything. But it's all in good spirit, man.
As the show grows,
bragging rights, baby. Let's go.
As the show grows, if we get to a point where we can actually be able to afford to do prizes and stuff like that, we'll do prizes.
Yeah, I mean, that would be dope. But you're already seeing Kattar's boxing, dude. His jab is so quick. Max is getting hit, and then he's reacting like a second later after he's getting hit. But there's Max throwing some power. He's missing.
That's the volume part right there. It's not necessarily landing, but will the volume overwhelm and prevent Kattar from throwing?
This is going to be crazy. Kattar throws leg kick, miss. Max throws leg kick, miss.
Oh, that was a
Kattar
good right.
with a nice right over the top.
3 minutes, 36 seconds left in round
See,
one.
Max is throwing, but Kattar's blocking everything right now.
A lot of it is getting covered up. It is still that volume, though. The speed is wicked fast for Holloway compared to Kattar, though. It's just, I don't know if Holloway can counter those properly.
First, look at how, I don't know, the speed. Look at that quick jab that from Kattar, though. Jesus, I
don't know. I think
this is crazy.
I think that Holloway has a very, very, very.
Holloway's got to use more kicks, in my opinion. I think those kicks might be the difference.
Maybe.
Take that Volkanovski route that Holloway learned
Keep
from.
that
He's
range.
fought Volkanovski twice, where Volkanovski
See,
won.
Look at that.
There's a good 1-2-3.
I think Holloway's got the speed advantage for sure, but I think that you're right about the tools, how he's going to have to in order to win against a smarter striker. And Kattar, I think
We haven't seen Kattar do much outside of his jab. He switches stances throwing jab, so we really can't see the speed too much.
No,
because his jab is quick, dude. Ooh, there's a left that missed.
Yeah, Holloway's going to fucking decision him. The volume's going to be overwhelming for 15 minutes, or 25 minutes.
We got 25 minutes, baby.
For 25 minutes. Because Holloway doesn't fade, dude. He's not a guy that really fades.
That's what I say. If you can't chop him down like Volkanovski did, it's going to be really hard to outbox him. But Kattar, if there's somebody that can do it, Kattar can do it.
He has the power. I don't know. I wonder what the official fight stats look like right now. I want to look at that real quick.
He said, Parker said, the only thing I don't know about the Dolphins was Marino was an Ace Ventura pet detective. Parker, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, Holloway's winning this round for sure based on the stats.
So far.
Based on the stats.
You don't even got to look at the stats to know Holloway's winning so far.
Yeah, tucked it between his legs.
Laces out, Dan.
Yeah.
Come on, tell me that
Pet
Ace
Detective.
Ventura is not one of the greatest movies of all time.
One of the
liar.
greatest. I loved it. I even watched When Nature Calls recently with Emery.
I haven't watched it recently, but my kids love that. I watched them both with my kids.
Oh, I was getting Emery into it.
My kids and I, we're trying to get caught up on Mandalorian right now. So
I loved it.
we're almost done with season 2. We're almost done with season 2. Shut up.
Ooh, we'll talk about it next week.
Shut up. We're almost done with season 2.
We'll talk about it next week.
I've been watching on my own. I tried to watch...
Loved it.
I tried to watch Hannibal with my wife, but she doesn't like it. So I'm watching Hannibal by myself
I like
now.
Hannibal. It's unfortunate that
The new TV show.
Yeah, I know.
You watch that one?
Yeah. It's been out for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
They've got like 4 seasons actually.
Yeah, there's no new season of Mandalorian coming after this.
This is the last Mandalorian?
Last Mandalorian.
You sure?
100%.
I haven't checked on it, but that's stupid if that is.
No, it's not. You'll understand when you finish it.
Okay.
It's the
Does
end.
it go right into the movies basically after that?
I don't want to give away too
Well,
much,
no,
but it
'cause
goes it goes into the next story.
Look, anyone that knows Star Wars lore knows Mandalorian is taking place before all the movies.
In between.
Is it in between? So it's in between.
It's in between 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6, and then 1,
7,
2,
8,
3,
9.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's in between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is I think is where it's at.
Are you sure?
Or it might be right before.
I'm pretty sure it's before those.
Because it's right about Boba Fett and Jango Fett. And
Because I know 7, 8, 9 was those were the first ones we got, and then it went.
I think it comes after.
Or 4, 5, 6.
It
were
might.
the first
I think
ones.
it comes right before.
4, 5, 6 were the first ones. Then we had 1, 2, or 3 come after that. But I'm pretty
gonna
sure
look
it's
up the watch
before 1,
order.
2, 3. It's like the prequel
No,
to
I
the
think
whole
it
Star
comes.
Wars
I think
series.
it comes after that. I'm pretty sure it comes. It's like 4, 5, 6, right before 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but if you look at this, so episode 1, 2, and 3, those came after episode 4, 5, 6. It was really weird the way that Star Wars did this whole stupid thing. So that's what I'm saying.
1, 2, 3 comes before, or 4, 5, 6 was the first ones released. Then they did 1,
I'm
2,
talking
3.
about chronological order.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to pull it up to where it shows the Mandalorian. Yeah, it comes right after 4, 5, 6.
So yeah, so it's in between 4, 5, 6, and then
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. So yeah, so it's technically, if you go by off actual timeline, not release, Mandalorian predates episodes 1, 2, 3.
If you go off actual timeline, it postdates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. Oh, is this the actual timeline?
Yeah, this
based
is
off
this
that?
is tap Apple.
1, 2, 3. Clone Wars. I watched Clone Wars. Solo. Watched that. Didn't care. Didn't watch Rebels.
Oh, I'm pulling it up so everybody can see it. Oh,
Aw,
what the
damn it.
fuck? That pulled up some bullshit.
You pull up the article. I don't want the. Oh, there we go. Just leave it there.
Boom.
So Empire. These are the ones I care about.
That's what
Empire
I'm saying
Strikes
because
Back.
if you watch
Oh,
these,
so it's actually after Empire Strikes Back too.
because you have to think
Which
about the
ones, yeah.
bounty. You have to think about the bounty hunter in these ones.
Well, that they did say. Spoiler alert. Yoda died. So they were talking about that in season 2 of Mandalorian.
I can't tell you anything about what's going on, but you'll see.
I can't say
what
anything after
episode
that.
are you even on?
We are on, I don't know, I'd have to ask the kids. They know better than me. I don't know what episode it is. I think we're on like 7 or 8. We're close to the end.
It's fucking amazing.
Close to the end, baby. That's all I know.
It's amazing. All I will tell you, though, is there is a potential theory that Baby Yoda goes bad. And that's not exposed in these seasons or not.
It's something that people looked at afterwards.
Based on the way that I can't tell you until after you finish the fucking season, so I can talk.
Well,
to
we're
you
gonna
about
finish it here within probably this week. We'll probably finish it. We're on, like I said, we only got a few episodes left.
Based on the last episode of The Mandalorian, people think that the baby might potentially go bad. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm not gonna tell you any more.
Okay,
And
get back to the fight. We got Max. It's a fight.
Holloway's picking him apart.
Pretty much, but it's not really like a picking apart the way you would think.
He's outstriking
They're
him.
both landing.
It's the volume is overwhelming.
Holloway seems like he has the longer reach. Which is why I said I didn't know that Kattar had a 3.
Oh, and he dropped
Holloway
him, but it was a
clipped him.
slip though. I think it was
Looks
kind
like
of a slip.
Looked like a slip.
He did drop him, but it looked
He
like a
was
slip
going
to me.
backwards, but the judges are going to see that as a drop. Now, this is the thing. They both were supposed to be 5'11". Holloway looks taller. Kattar's supposed to have a 3-inch reach advantage. Holloway looks like he's got the reach advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what these measurements were. This is crazy.
I mean, they are in their stances though, so they are
Yeah,
a
but
little
look
bit.
at their stances. Like Holloway's bending his knees, leaning forward, and he looks taller than Kattar when Kattar's standing straight.
And, well, Kattar has a wider stance though. He's standing with a wider
crazy.
stance. It's hard to say though, but the stance will change your height a little bit. But I do think that Holloway
not
has
that
the
much
longer
wider.
reach. I think that Holloway does have the longer reach for sure.
I just don't know how they give Kattar a 3-inch reach advantage. It doesn't look like it.
I didn't
at
think
all.
I didn't think he had a 3-inch reach advantage. I know when I was looking at the stats, I thought it said 2 earlier. So I don't know.
I
don't
just
know,
don't
but
see it. I don't.
mean,
Unless he just has no idea how to use his reach advantage,
which I really have a hard time
doubt
believing.
with how much boxing he has.
Yeah, and the guys that he has that have been coaching him in boxing over the years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at this:
No, I agree.
31-16 in head strikes, 13-3 in body, 10-8 in leg.
But I will say though, I'm not surprised at the fight we're having. It's the volume that's the problem.
This is what I thought. Max would be too tough. He'd be coming forward, and he'd just be landing. You're not going to knock him out.
That was a good fucking uppercut from Kattar.
Max
there,
just throws too much. He's too tough, dude.
he just takes and keeps going.
He is too tough. Even Conor, when Conor beat them early in their career, Conor beat him with wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And people forget that.
Mm-hmm.
People forget that Conor out-wrestled Max.
I mean,
With the torn ACL.
You've heard what I've said about Conor's wrestling. I think his wrestling is way underrated compared to what people think. And I'm not a Conor fan,
there Max
by the way.
Good
Good
Max
knee.
caught a kick.
Good knee.
Knees
The
him on
knee
the
got
end.
to the body. I don't know
Look
if the
at
punch
that!
landed,
Look at
though.
that right eye from Kattar though. That's bleeding.
Yeah, it's all busted up.
Yeah, Max is just too much. He's putting it on, dude.
It's
We're 2 minutes in and Max is throwing so much.
Dude, he just slips out of the way of that. Like, fuck it, dude. He just slipped out of that way like Floyd Mayweather.
Ooh,
dude.
look at that
He just
elbow.
stepped right out of the way of that.
Max
dude.
just landed a great elbow.
Good body shots.
Body punch.
He might
punch,
finish
head,
him,
head.
dude.
He
I don't know
might.
if this is going 5.
I don't think so,
This
dude.
ain't
Max is
going 5
gonna
like
finish
this.
him. Oh
Kattar's
my God.
gonna fade fast too, taking
Is
all
he?
of this.
Let's see what happens, man. Let's give Kattar the benefit of the doubt for now, because it looks like Max is gonna finish him. But let's see what Kattar. We got 45 seconds left.
I'll
in the
tell you
second
what.
round.
If this was if this was boxing, the ref would be right there, almost ready to stop it at this point.
Well, you look at Herb. Is that Herb? Yeah, that's Herb. He's ready. He's right there. Herb's watching. Herb's watching. Ooh, Kattar's busted up on the forehead now.
man. And that's all boxing coming in.
Yeah, Max is. It's just.
Don't try to take Max to the ground. That's
Toughness
going to
and
be a
volume.
mistake for you.
Nah, take Max.
Ah.
I think that might be the better spot. Honestly,
It's still going to be a mistake, though. That's the problem.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be a mistake to take Max down. That's where you're gonna win.
Oh, good elbow, too.
Max
that
is
one.
just piecing him up. You gotta get him
Dude,
down.
holy shit. You got to do something, man.
Max is outboxing Kattar, and Kattar's got some of the best boxing in MMA. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's fucking piecing him apart.
That
It's
is
not even-
crazy.
and he kicked
Head
him.
kick.
He
He's
kicked
wobbled.
him. He's hurt.
We got.
And
That's
that's
the
it.
end of the
That's
round.
it. That's it. Oh,
And
my
Kattar's
God.
busted up. That's a 10-8 round for me, guys, right
Yeah.
there. I've got this thing right now at 2017 Max Holloway.
Yeah. Blessed, baby. Blessed,
the blessed
is the
one.
best.
He's blessing Kattar right now.
Jesus. You know what?
We got 3 rounds left.
Wow, dude. Yeah, I don't think it's going 25.
Now, and we all knew that Max had the heart. Now let's see if Kattar's got the heart.
You know what some of the funnest times are, though, is watching the next round start.
Exactly. Let's see if Kattar's
How
got the
do
heart.
they respond? I don't know.
Can Kattar come out and can Kattar put a stamp on this and say, I'm here to fight, baby?
I don't know, dude. This is
because
fucking
Max
wicked,
is going ham right now.
He's picking him apart, dude. He might have dropped him.
Look at that elbow right there. Boom.
They just showed that shot that I thought was
Head
maybe a
kick
slip.
barely clipped him.
When they re-showed that shot I thought was a slip. I think it was a drop. I think he dropped him.
It might have been. The judges are going to see it as a drop either way.
Yeah, I think he dropped him. I don't know. I thought it was a slip initially, but until I saw that punch, I think it was a
Holloway
drop.
looking like an animal. Yeah, he's looking fantastic right now. Kattar needs to just throw caution to the wind and say F it and just go for broke. Because, I mean, he's not going to outbox Max at this point.
100%. I mean, he's got to look to finish him at this point.
He just needs to go for it all.
I mean, to be honest, though, Kattar could hope for Holloway to fade in the
Holloway's
last
not going to fade. We know that.
We know that's not going to happen. His best bet is to look to finish him.
That.
His best bet is to try to finish him right now and not try to push for 25 minutes.
He needs to go for broke and just say F it.
Yeah.
Bite down. And if you get knocked out, you get knocked out, dude. But at least you're going out on your shield. You're trying.
I just think the longer this fight goes, the more it's going to favor Holloway.
And the more damage Kattar's going to take.
Exactly.
He needs to just go for it.
He needs to just try to finish him now, or he's going to get finished himself.
Alistair Overeem says this is the best Max Holloway we have ever seen.
Gosh,
and
I don't know, man.
Really, dude, it kind of is. The way he's outboxing one of the best boxers.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know. I mean, because I expected Holloway to be able to do some of this, though.
I mean, I expected a little bit of this, but I didn't expect it to be this far apart.
I think, I expected Kattar to do better. I will say that. I expected Kattar to do better.
There's a nice uppercut from Kattar. There we go.
I expected Holloway to do exactly what he
There's
doing.
a nice right hand from Kattar. Kattar's coming through. Are we going to see some heart, Kattar? This is where you gain fans right here on ABC, baby. UFC on ABC. Show that heart. Let's go.
All right. I like it.
Dana White, hire me. No.
You're going to tell you have to shave first.
Right?
Fuck you.
He probably would.
Going. Still in the pandemic, baby. Wife, I turned down $1 million contract because they told me to shave my beard.
I told her I wasn't shaving. I'm a man of my word, damn it.
I didn't want to lie to you, baby, so I turned down $1 million contract.
Right? Did they go for it on, what is this? What's going on here? Green Bay's up 16-3. I missed another touchdown. They went for it on 2. Damn it.
Hey, that guy on that one post, though, who, started talking about my dick a whole bunch.
That was really weird.
Dude, I was like, why the fuck are you so fascinated with
So that, I don't even know. Oh, we were watching a fight. Let's not bring that up. That was some stupid, weird, crazy stuff. Like, you're having an MMA discussion. The guy tried to talk about your wiener, man.
I don't get it,
That was weird.
Well, he didn't like my arguments.
It was just weird. He got called out for being a scam artist, ultimately, and that's what it came down to.
He tried to say nobody could knock out Conor McGregor, and I was just pointing out that technically he has a loss on his record due to knockout.
Technically, yeah, in boxing.
Yeah.
And MMA, no.
No, not in MMA.
But
and then he tried to say that, I don't care about that. If there were an MMA, it wouldn't matter. I was like, dude, I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that they agreed to fight in boxing.
Yeah,
and
he's
got
0-1 as a professional boxer.
He got knocked out based on the fucking rules.
But
Max
Holloway's doing Max Holloway stuff, baby.
Then the guy started talking about my wiener.
It was just
like,
really weird.
Dude, if you really want to see it, dude, I'll start an OnlyFans and you can pay me. Oh, that's funny. Minute 40 seconds left in round 1 right now.
Did you know that Skyler turned into a Bills fan? He's not a Seahawks fan anymore?
He's a Seahawks fan.
Nah, he's a Bills fan. Jared Allen,
He's a Seahawks fan.
Allen is his favorite quarterback now, not Russell Wilson.
He's a Seahawks fan.
I've been giving him so much shit so the first half of the season, Russell Wilson balled out like nobody else has ever balled out.
He looked great.
The first half.
He looked like,
right?
And
I said that Russell Wilson is the MVP. Scott was like, no, Josh Allen's the MVP. I'm like, dude, you're out of your mind. Like, through the first half, Russell Wilson was the MVP. You can look at all the stats, look at everything. Russell Wilson balled out. Crazy.
Yeah, he started hot.
And then the second half, Russell Wilson faded off, but Josh Allen kept going. And Sky's like, I told you, Josh Allen. And, I'm like, Josh Allen's not going to win MVP. Aaron Rodgers.
The bottom line is Aaron Rodgers won the fucking MVP. I mean, he should win the MVP.
He will win the MVP when it's all said and done.
Not won, but he will. He should win the MVP. Yeah. He was. I mean, he had the most. Not only did he have one of the best fucking seasons you can have as a old fucking
37
professional football player.
Tom Brady's like 42 or 43 and had a great season as well. Let's just say that.
He had one of the best fucking seasons that you could possibly ever have.
So he's only the 4th quarterback ever to breach 50 total touchdowns. He is the. So guess what? So there's only been one quarterback actually. Technically, we're doing it where the only quarterback that's ever had 40-plus touchdowns and, less than 10 interceptions, I think, in a 40-touchdown season.
You missed that, dude.
Aaron Rodgers 3 times.
Dude, Holloway slipped all those punches. And he's like, nah, motherfucker, you're going out, dude. Yeah. Kattar threw like a 4-piece with the soda. And Holloway slipped all of them, and he goes,
So Kattar, look at Kattar landed some there. He's showing some heart. And this is what I like to see when guys show heart.
Bam, bam.
It's 30-26 Holloway.
I want to see if they show that miss, though, because that was funny what he did.
They might. It's 30-26 Holloway in my book.
They probably won't show it because they like to show the shots where they land. But it was funny, though, because Holloway missed. Boom. Missed. Yeah, this is it. There. Missed 3. You missed it, dude.
Yeah. So Squirt General said, yeah, Wilson got fatigued throwing too much this year. Throwing too much. Please, get out of here.
Dude. Did you see that? Fucking Holloway slipped
I saw
those.
it.
Whoop, 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 and he goes,
I just want to let y'all know Green Bay's up 16-3 right now. We got 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter, baby.
We're still not voting for Green Bay right now.
Let's go. Let's just say this. If Green Bay wins, he's getting some. No, I got to drive home.
I got to get another beer.
I'm not drinking anymore.
All right, let's pop up something new.
Round 4, baby. Championship rounds. Max has been here so many times. I'm impressed with Kattar hanging in there, showing some heart, staying there. You're drinking the next beer, huh?
Well, I mean, I got 2 weeks till I got to buy again.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so we're doubling up this week right now. Woo! Because we finished the other ones.
Drake's drinking Ecliptic IPA. It's a filament. What do we got? What's the alcohol in that? It's brewed with tangerine.
It's called Filament from Ecliptic Brewing. It's a winter IPA.
Limited release.
Should have a tangerine flavor. Let me see. A dry hopped cosmic winter wonder with a tangerine twist, brewed with Strata, Crystal, Mandarina Bavaria, and Centennial hops. So they got like 5 different varieties of hops in here. This should be good.
I mean, the last Ecliptic beer we had was good.
Really good.
It was good. They put on a pretty good beer.
Smell that.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that smells... There's a real floral essence to that smell right there. What do you got? What do you got for me?
You're going to want to try this.
I can't try it today, baby. I'll try it next week.
No, you're going to want to try that. See, we're not drinking that next week because I'm drinking it now. But
he says I'm drinking it all today. Dude, it smells delicious.
It tastes fucking delicious. That's another winner. Ooh, Kattar with the good jab there.
Dude, that almost tastes like a lager.
This is a winner.
But it's got the IPA. Oh, my God. You can taste the hops. But it tastes almost like a lager. Ooh, Max just hit him with a 1, 2, 3.
7.2% alcohol.
God, Max is picking him apart right now.
This was not our beer
body
for
head,
today.
body head. Look at Max. Body head, body head.
Again.
Look at that body.
You see Herb Dean in the background
God,
there.
Max might finish him in the 4th.
Herb Dean's got an eye on it right now.
Kattar's throwing too.
He's going to finish it, dude.
Kattar throwing elbows.
Kattar tried to get that elbow in there.
He's just trying to throw something to keep Max out of the way.
They're going to stop it. He's going to stop it if Kattar doesn't fucking move. I just popped the beer. Stop. Just move. Get out of the way. I just popped the beer. Oh,
dude,
he's wobbly.
He's out on his feet right
wobbly.
Now. Kattar almost fell down.
Move.
Standing there.
Dude, Herb Dean's going to stop it.
The body head. All right,
stop it. I don't want to see him take anymore. Stop it. He's not really doing much. He's just getting beat up.
Oh, my God, dude.
In boxing, they would have stopped it already.
We got 2 minutes left.
In boxing, this is stopped right now. This is already stopped.
Kattar's throwing. He's throwing wide. He's missing, but he's throwing.
He's trying, dude. He's going out on a shield. Good.
The
good
heart,
for him.
baby. That's what I wanted to see from
Good
Kattar.
for
and
him.
I asked you about this. I said I want to see the
The
heart from Kattar.
The heart. I mean, yeah, that was a big.
Your
that was a
heart
big thing
will
you
be tested when you fight Max Holloway. You will be tested for heart.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Kattar take anymore though.
No,
I mean, just too
Max
much.
is-
It's just too much. It's the volume of punches.
He's not going to finish.
But
Max.
the only reason I will say Holloway hasn't had it stopped is Holloway keeps going to the body. If they were all headshots, they would have stopped it by now.
Body, head,
But
body, head.
It's just he's
There's a head,
getting
there's a head,
one or two
there's
or
a
three
head.
good headshots in.
Why is he taking it down? Why are you shooting
I
for a
don't know.
takedown?
I don't know, but
Max, you're beating the shit out of him.
it's
Why are
all
you
the
shooting for a
body shots
takedown?
that are setting up the head. He
Is
goes to
getting
the body.
tired? Is that why he shot?
He might be getting
I don't
tired, but
know.
I don't know. You're 20
You
something.
land
You're
that
20
many shots,
24 minutes into a fight, dude.
and you land that many?
I don't know, dude. Well, you're 19 minutes into a fight right now.
Good God,
19
man.
minutes into a fight right now.
Skyler actually picked Kattar. He's going to lose. He's not going to take first place again. Well, he might tie.
Well, Kattar could come back and knock him out.
no, wait, he won't tie because I think
There's one round left. There's still 6 minutes left. Kattar could still
Fisty
knock
has
him out.
Kattar by or Max by decision. So Fisty will win by 25.
Listen, dude, Kattar could.
Oh.
Kattar could still knock him out.
He could.
There's still 6 minutes left.
And we
Anything
got-
could happen.
We got 6 minutes 40 seconds left.
I mean, all you got to do is go to Czech Congo versus Pat Barry to see that anything could happen.
that's heavyweight though, man. That's
I'm
crazy.
just saying,
Little bit different.
Anything could happen.
Woo!
A little bit different because of the power, but I'm saying anything could happen.
And Max has been throwing a lot.
Oh yeah, but
Good
he's been
God.
mixing it up well, dude. The way
Ooh, look at that head kick.
the head kick too. I was gonna say
Ooh.
the way he's been going to the
That's a
body and the
capoeira
head.
head kick.
I was gonna
Blocked,
say,
but
yeah, the
still
way he's
dope.
going to the body and the head has been amazing, and then he throws in a leg kick in there. I was gonna talk about the boxing mixing it up.
I just can't
But
believe that Calvin
overall-
Kattar is still on his feet, guys.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
This is phenomenal. Max Holloway is beating the
I
dog
mean,
shit out of Calvin Kattar
To be
right
honest though, Max Holloway is not known for his power. He's
now.
known for his
this
volume
is why I
putting
picked him
guys
by
out.
decision. He beats
Yeah.
the shit out of people.
Yeah,
But typically, when you take this much punishment from a guy, you're
Dude.
going down.
dude. All right.
Brian Ortega didn't, though.
Here's the deal. I want to see what these significant
I'm gonna be right
strikes
back.
look like. So let's go to these significant strikes right now. So right now, oh my, dude, I can't believe he walked away during this. 240 strikes total landed for Max Holloway. 89 landed for Calvin Kattar. And they're trying to say that they're trying. Okay, I don't agree with significant strikes, but I'm not going to disagree with most of this right here, right now. They're saying that 238 significant strikes landed for Max Holloway. How the fuck did Max Holloway attempt 200 or 545 significant strikes and only land 500? Apparently 2 of the strikes that Max Holloway threw are not significant strikes. I don't know about that. I don't like significant strikes. It needs to go out the window as a metric. But the bottom line is 243 strikes total landed for Max Holloway to 90 for Calvin Kattar. Max Holloway is a motherfucking monster, dude. He is a monster. And to think about this, 145-pound champion at one time. While he was the 145-pound champion, he got offered the opportunity to fight for the 155-pound title on short notice, and the fight was not allowed to go on because they didn't think he could safely make 155 pounds. How big is this dude? What does he walk around at? He's got to be walking around at least 170. He's a big motherfucker. He is a big dude, and he is picking him apart right now. Good, dude. He just keeps that volume going. It's all about that volume, baby. And a kick just for good measure. It's just to keep him guessing. Just to keep him guessing.
Smells like Clorox.
My wife cleaning?
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Well, right now it's been pretty much the same
Ooh,
fight
they
we've
scored a
seen earlier.
touchdown? What is this?
Same fight we saw earlier.
Yeah, minute.
Nothing's changed. They're doing
Ooh.
the exact same stuff. Holloway's just picking them apart. Yeah, poor Calvin Kattar, because, Calvin Kattar, not even necessarily poor him, good on him, dude. Even
Well,
though
he's
he's
showing
going
heart.
to lose this fight right now, Like, he's shown every motherfucker that they're going to have to really finish him to beat him.
You got to work to beat Kattar.
If you're a top 5 guy looking at Calvin Kattar, you can look at this and say, oh, yeah, we can beat him. Or you could look at him and say, holy fuck, this guy does not go down. I'm going to have to bring my A game because I make one mistake, he's going to finish me.
This reminds me of Holloway versus Brian Ortega.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he outboxed the shit out of Ortega.
And let's see what Ortega does. We saw him come back.
Well,
and killed Korean Zombie. He killed him. He's
I
dead.
did not think that was going to happen.
Korean Zombie doesn't exist anymore. He's dead.
I didn't think that was going to happen anymore.
Like,
I didn't think that was going to happen at all.
Nobody did.
Ooh!
But Kattar landed a good combo
there. And Holloway took it and goes, nuh-uh-uh.
He just took it and said, bro, you ain't got nothing for
said,
me.
you hit like a bitch, dude.
Dude, crazy.
Wow. You know, so...
Let's see Nate Diaz versus Max Holloway at 155 pounds.
I'm down with that.
Max Holloway's a big 145er.
I know. While you were gone, I was talking about how he couldn't make 155 for a short notice title fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. So I mean, to be honest, though, that wouldn't be a fight.
Well, that's why
Conor
moved up. Ultimately, he was too big for 145. A lot of these guys that are fighting at 145 are too big for 145.
Well, if you look at what One Championships over there in Japan, their weight classes are all 10 pounds heavier. So if you're the flyweight champion, you're really walking around 130. You're the 135-pound champion. You know, if you're the if you're the bantamweight champion, you're 145.
Right.
Featherweight, you're 155. You know, lightweight, you're 170 or 165, whatever it is. I don't remember what it is. But it's basically all weight classes have been moved up basically 10 pounds because they don't allow cutting. You have to weigh in at natural weight. Oh my God, he moved those,
Max,
dude.
don't pull that Anderson Silva shit,
Don't
dude,
do that.
Because you get cocky like that, and that's how you go to sleep, dude. You let a guy punch you in the face five times.
He slipped the first 2, though, and then he got hit the last 3.
Yeah, but Kattar landed.
That's what I'm saying. He slipped the first 2, Kattar landed the last 3.
And then Max wants to get cocky, start talking. That's how you get knocked out on accident.
Yeah.
That's how you get knocked out on accident, guys. Don't be stupid. Don't sit
A minute left.
Oh, hit me in the chin, guy. Okay, here you go.
A minute left. A minute 5 seconds.
You've won the fight. You beat the dog shit out of this guy. You probably won at 50-45.
Let's be honest. If it was a 3-round fight,
probably 50-42.
Yeah, I mean, who is he talking? He's talking to Dana White or someone? Like, motherfucker, this guy can't do nothing. He turns around and hits Calvin Kattar right afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's. Let's be honest. He probably.
He flexing muscles at him.
1, 2. There's 87-31 in the 4th round. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The punch stats,
dude.
Wow.
Holloway's a fucking boss, dude. He looks over at Dana White and talks to him.
Dude, this might be the first ever 50-40 main event.
Dude, this is
50-40 might be the scorecard in this.
I don't know about 50-40, but that's pretty
You could
close,
make an
dude.
argument for 10-8 in every round.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I guess
literally could make
you
an
honestly
argument.
probably could. Maybe
I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying it could be.
Because, yeah.
It's been 10-8 almost every round.
Based on volume and strikes landed, yeah.
Holloway's out striking him like a motherfucker.
Dude, he's fucking him up, dude.
It's been bad, dude. It's been brutal.
And that's it.
This has been one of the most one-sided fights you will ever see in the UFC.
Dude, I mean, as far as a competitive one-sided fight, this was a thing for 25 minutes where Max Holloway picked him apart.
Yeah, Max Holloway just beat him up, dude. I mean, Kattar showed heart. And that's what I wanted to see. So props to Kattar because he showed me what I wanted to see.
Max didn't show killer instinct, though, either, though.
Max never shows killer instinct.
But here's the thing, though. If you're going to be fighting at a championship level, though, you have to understand that showing killer instinct might be the difference between you being a champion and not being a champion. Let's look at
Volkanovski.
Let's look at heavyweight, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I could be a Francis Ngannou and knock out everybody, but never be able to win a championship because I can't go the distance, and I can't separate myself that way. So you look at Francis Ngannou versus Stipe. Stipe dominated him for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Granted, he has greater wrestling.
Took him down and beat him up.
But yeah, you can't be all dependent entirely on a knockout.
So this one, I would not be surprised to see a Max Holloway win anywhere from 50-44 to 50-40.
Think about
anywhere in between that is legit.
Think about
to me.
this: 291 total strikes, 289 significant strikes landed for Max Holloway versus 104. He doubled him.
396?
More than double. He
Ooh,
almost
I think I said
tripled.
397 for total strikes on
Dude.
the ESPN.
He almost fucking tripled him, dude, in significant strikes. In total
Almost.
strikes. Literally. He's
It was 14 back?
fucking 14 strikes from tripling him in total strikes.
Yeah. 315
All right, you guys. You guys are about to get about to
would
get
be
muted.
tripled.
Hold on.
291.
Once they go to the scorecard, I'm going to mute these guys because I want to hear the
Well, they're
scorecard.
going, so go ahead and mute. Mute 50-43, 50-43, and 50-42. I told you, anywhere between
Wow.
50-44 and 50-40 would be legit.
Bro,
A 50-40, is that the first ever 50-42 that we have ever seen?
this has got to be the widest spread
This got to be the widest
widest
margin
spread.
of defeat we've ever seen.
in a title fight that's gone the distance.
That we've ever seen.
That's gone the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or well, not title fight, but
50-42 in a
main
5-round
event.
fight.
In a main
We'll
event
say a 5-round
fight.
MMA fight.
Yeah.
50-42 has to be the widest margin of victory we've ever seen. I can't recall off the top of my head anything that's been a greater discrepancy or greater disparity.
I don't know, man. That was fucking wild, though. That was good. That was a good fucking
Wow.
fight. Max Holloway is a motherfucking boss, dude.
50-42 one judge, 50-43 two other judges. Wow.
Yeah.
Jake.
Dude.
Max Holloway. God
I don't know.
damn.
Why would you even interview, honestly, why would you even interview Calvin Kattar at this point?
Because you have to. You have to.
You don't have to, based on precedent
The way
set.
they do it is
Yeah, but why? He didn't even
main
he wasn't
events,
even
they always
competitive.
interview the loser, then they interview the winner.
I mean, I would be more interested in what the user has to say if it's a competitive fight, or the
Yeah.
loser has to say if it's a competitive fight.
Ooh, that hit off
If
of
it's not
Ramsey's
competitive,
head.
I don't care what you're saying. But damn, dude. Hey, first of all, let's get out of here. First of all,
Let's get out.
We've
Time
been
out.
drinking Magnetic Fields.
We've been drinking this bitch.
We've been kicking
It's
off
been
fucking
good.
2021 with a good fight card.
What? Time out. UFC. I got a problem with you raising prices. Netflix. Disney. Every single one of you dumb mother effers.
It's not the year.
We are going through a pandemic and you're
It's
raising
not the
prices when people are losing their businesses. How stupid are you? You want to
Yeah.
combat piracy, yet you want to sit here and raise your prices. Dana White, I got something for all you pirates. Shut
Well,
the F up, Dana.
I mean, they do have something from.
they don't have nothing.
No, they
They have
don't.
nothing.
They don't have nothing. It's gonna get
No,
bad.
no.
But
Here's the deal.
bottom
I'll
line,
tell
though.
you as a technology major, I major in technology. Dana White, the UFC, they have nothing because these pirates outside the United States, the UFC can't do anything
Here, well, I mean,
That's
they
it.
can't. They can't
No,
do something
they can't.
outside of the United States.
because
the only
the
thing
people
that they can't
pirate
do,
use VPNs and you
yeah,
cannot do
that's
anything against that.
The only thing that they can't stop is anybody using a VPN. But the way that it's gotten,
That's it.
anybody who's pirating, who's not using a VPN, you could potentially get yourself in trouble. So we're helping you out by telling you use a fucking VPN if you're gonna pirate.
Use a VPN. But I'll tell you this.
We don't pirate. We don't pirate. We pay for our pay-per-views and stuff, and I have my ESPN Plus app.
I have
that I've got
ESPN
this
Plus,
right now.
Jake has ESPN Plus.
But we are just telling you, if you are going to be one of those people, use your fucking VPN. We're trying to help you and protect you right now. VPN.
Just always use a VPN. There's too many people, there's too many shady mother effers on the internet. You should be using a VPN. It's that simple.
Yeah, use a VPN. You'll be safe.
Whether you're no
You'll
matter
be
what you're
safer. But yeah,
all your internet
yeah.
activities.
I mean, the UFC does have something for anybody who's not using any type of protection for them, and it's actually come down to a bill that's actually affecting 3D printing and all that other stuff. Dude, it's got so much deeper than just sports and all this stuff with this bill that's fucking with them.
Let's look like a pro video gamer with all the cheat codes versus a very game opponent. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But all I know is, Jake,
Magnetic
White,
Fields was
UFC,
awesome.
all you guys, stop raising your prices, man, because you're alienating the people that actually pay money for your prices, for your stuff. Okay? You want to do something big? Look at the WWE, how they did theirs. $25 a month, or I think it's not even $25 a month. I don't remember what the WWE is, but you pay monthly for their whole thing, and you get every pay-per-view for free on the WWE network.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great model.
Yeah.
But you know what? WWF, or not WWF, you guys are great, WWE. UFC, think about it. Stop raising your prices. Disney, Netflix, all you guys, Hulu, Amazon. Hulu's under the Disney banner. Stop jacking up your prices in a pandemic, man.
Yeah, it's the wrong time to do it.
If you want, like, we've got the government literally handing out cash not only to the Americans, to every other country in the damn world, apparently. Nobody is going to be able to pay for this stuff, dude. It's not the time.
And to be honest, ultimately, I don't necessarily disagree with the company raising their prices, but it is ultimately the wrong time right now.
Exactly, the wrong time. The timing.
How many small businesses have gone out of business lately?
The timing
in
is
particular,
terrible.
you know, I'm talking America because I don't know what the rest of the world is doing, but in America, where the UFC is based out of, we've been struggling, man. Our small businesses
must mean to this country greedable forever running. Yeah, you're right.
Our businesses are fucking hurting.
All the
dude.
Small businesses are
you
going
know,
out.
And then with the potential of Joe Biden raising minimum wage to $15 an hour for everybody.
If you're a small business owner, I feel sorry for you because
Dude.
everything is going against you right now. Just keep
You're
fighting. Just keep fighting,
You're
guys.
fucked.
I know it seems like the world is against you if you're a small business owner, but you got to keep fighting for America, man. Let's go.
I mean, honestly, you're fucked by his new tax bills, but the bottom line is, you know, this is the wrong time, and reasons like that are the wrong time for all these corporations to be raising their prices.
And it's not like they're... And Dana White, just in 2020, by the way, guys, let's say this. He actually said the UFC was profiting more than ever. They were doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Their pay-per-view numbers were up. Their revenue was between 9 and 10 billion or something like that. The net worth grew to 9 or 10 billion of the UFC.
Yeah.
They're doing just fine, but let's just keep jacking the prices up and screw all the people that are actually paying for this.
No, I agree 100%.
You know what I think? I think they need to go back down to right around $49.50. I'd buy every single pay-per-view. I guarantee you, a lot of the streamers that pirate will buy will buy more pay-per-views anyway.
No, I think 100%. If you go to $50 solid, $49.99.
Where they were, everybody was happy with that price.
Yeah.
Nobody complained that it was too much.
Nobody's complaining. Even at $60 an hour, you still have a lot of people complaining. But if we kept it where we're at right now,
But now you're at 70.
yeah, no. But I'm saying if you kept it where we're at right now, I wouldn't complain too much. A lot of people wouldn't complain too much because we've been used to paying that. But raising it to 70 during a pandemic, on top of the fact that we have Netflix, Hulu, and everybody else,
Everybody is
their
raising
shit.
prices right
we
now.
We get it. It's the end of the year. Typically, at the end of the year, you start thinking about inflation and raising prices. But this is not a typical
Why
end
do
of the
we have
fucking
inflation
year.
though, guys?
This is not a typical end of the year, regardless.
No.
Regardless of why we have inflation.
So Dana White,
This is 100% different than
if
all
any
those
of your
other
damn
years.
cronies that come in and watch our stuff, because I know you got cronies that come in and watch our stuff to make sure we're not stealing anything.
Yeah, I know. That's why you guys
we've already
blocked
been
us last
affected.
time when we weren't stealing.
If you guys
we
are
were
listening, dude,
playing the
hire
audio for
better
results.
business management because this is just ridiculous. Jake, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
I'm ready to get out of here.
Cans.
I'm ready to go watch the second half. The Green Bay Packers,
Hey.
they're winning. They're leading at halftime right now, guys.
Before we get out of here, we've been drinking Magnetic Fields. All right, I'm gonna pop that up on the
Fort
screen so you guys
George
can see
Brewery
that.
from
Yeah, it's been
Astoria,
pretty good.
Oregon. The Pacific Northwest, I'll reiterate the challenge that I issued to everybody before, that you cannot touch Pacific Northwest, not Northwest, Pacific Northwest Brewery. You cannot touch P&W beers.
No, I agree.
I'm going to say that. And if you think you can, let us know. We'll give it a shot, and we'll tell you our honest opinion on this show. And if you got a beer that is phenomenal, I'm sure that each brewery around the United States has a phenomenal beer. Because beer is amazing. Craft beer is amazing. I just think top to bottom, overall, we've got the best here in the Northwest.
No, I agree 100%. Based on beer per capita, I would say we got number one. We got best flavors. We got best variety. We got best options.
Yeah.
You know, we have the best beers here in the Pacific Northwest. If you think you can beat us, I agree with the challenge. Let us know what that beer is. Hell, if you think if you're really that confident in us, send it to us.
Yeah.
I'll send you my best recommendation. If you send me your best recommendation, I will send you personally my best recommendation to you in the
You
mail.
already know which one we're recommending best because
So-
it was that. I think actually, was it an Ecliptic? Was our favorite? We have to go
They do
through.
pretty good.
We had a what was our favorite? I think it was Starburst. Was it
It's hard to say. Starburst is really good, and
We had one of them-
Stardust. Sorry, Stardust. Is what it's
Stardust.
called.
We had
From
one of them.
Ecliptic.
We'd have to go back and look through our videos, but we had one of them what we really, really liked.
I'll send you my ultimate personal favorite, and it is a local Pacific
Send you
Northwest.
a maple bacon from Rogue Brewery, baby, and you'll quit drinking beer from the East Coast altogether.
I'm just saying, anyone out there, if you think you got better beer, send it to us.
Yep.
Fuck Dana. Isaac Jones says, fuck Dana. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Dana White pisses me off too, Isaac Jones.
Yep.
I agree. But if you got a good beer, Isaac, let us know what it is.
Yo.
We'll try to get that here. Drink
Beer
it on the show.
recommendations outside the Pacific Northwest, let us know. We want to challenge everybody against Pacific Northwest beer because I am biased, you're biased. We're in the Pacific Northwest, but we drink Pacific Northwest beer. We think it's the best.
I've drank beer all across this country and in different countries, and I haven't found anything that's made me think otherwise.
Yeah. All right, Jake. We've been watching UFC on ABC 1. Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar in the most one-sided fight we've probably ever seen in UFC history, guys.
In a long time. In a title fight but a main event 5-round fight for